change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. I wish that I could change what you wanted. Why we always looking for more? Why we always looking for more?
Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along. We have been building to this point since the start of the year, all the way back in January, and we are finally here on the 19th of June 2026 for round 9, the finale of AGT ACC, our third season, and with it, the return of a fan favourite format, the 90-minute endurance race this evening coming your way at Zolder. And there is a lot to play for this evening. My name, of course, Isaac Fogarty. It's a pleasure to have your company this evening, wherever you are watching from. And with me in the booth this evening is, of course, our favourite Scottish commentator, John Wright. John, it's a pleasure to have you back in the booth once again for the final time in Season 3.
Indeed, folks, it is the final countdown. Let's go. Good evening, one and all. Thank you, Isaac. And just to clarify out there, I'm the only Scottish commentator that Isaac knows. That's why I'm his favourite. But I will take it. At my age, I will take it. Anything to get me in the commentary booth to see AGT racing on ACC. I'm all for it, quite frankly. Although I do think the tutu makes me wearing the commentary box is a bit of overkill. Tonight is going to be absolutely awesome. We've got Zolder tonight, one of my absolute all-time favourite tracks. This is an absolute gem. It's basically 3 chicanes and a bit of a straight. We'll see who can keep the car straight over the 90 minutes. It's going to be a serious showdown here tonight with the one-stop strategy. Looking like it's going to be the winner, or well, they've got the one mandatory pit stop over the 90 minutes. We'll see if anybody does go for a cheeky 2-stop. The pit entrance here is as savage as any you can find out there, and the course itself, so unforgiving. That first chicane, Isaac, we're going to see airborne cars, I think.
Yeah, I certainly think we will at some point this evening. There'll be a lot of track limits violations, maybe a drive-through or two as well across the course of the 90 minutes as well. What will the weather do this evening? Will we see rain? We haven't seen rain yet in this varying weather system that we use on AGT, but one can hope, that is for sure. Now, championship, it is wrapped up for Josh Druick, so fortunately there's nothing more that anyone can do to try and upseat the incoming champion, John Wright, but there is still a little bit to play for, a fair bit to play for, I should say, in the Pro-Am Championship.
Yeah, there really is in the pros. It is the Josh Druick show, quite frankly. The CP Motorsport driver has been nothing short of supreme this season. 1,328 points, giving him a 203-point gap over Matt Simmons. I mean, that in itself, I would have that on a T-shirt. We've got Matt Donetti, who is in third place. He's going to be going for something a little different tonight, folks, so stay tuned. I believe Struick is as well. Simon Bishop in fourth place with Braden Henderson up into fifth position. He is only 3 points ahead of Aidan Halton. Max Silver in seventh position. He is a fair way back, but he's still in the top 7 after a solid season. In the Pro-Ams, as Isaac had mentioned, Defy Motorsports, Bowen Piper, and TTR Westside McToward. They're only separated by 26 points. which is ridiculously close. Riley Nicholson, Phoenix from the Flames. He is up in third place with Mark Hurley for Highland Motorsport, my favourite team, obviously. In fourth place, Rowan Green for Grimace Racing. Hopefully no grimacing this evening around Zolder for him. But he's only got a 5-point lead over Peter Sargent in sixth position. And James Barton is only 7 points behind behind sixth place. So the Pro-Ams are ridiculously close, and a lot of places could change tonight. Hopefully all Ferraris and Highland Motorsport drivers do well. I'm only slightly biased. It's okay.
Indeed, I've just received some really big news, John. Bowen Piper is not racing this evening. He has pulled out of the proceedings this evening.
Wow.
He's having a bit of trouble with this circuit. I don't think it's helped with the number of beverages that he consumed prior to racing this evening, as a result of losing pretty badly at one of those adult beverage consumption games that he was participating in earlier. So he has actually withdrawn from this evening, which means that provided Mick Toward scores more than 26 points, which, given we have 17 drivers at the moment, is pretty highly likely, it'll either be Mick Toward or Rowan Nicholson that takes home the championship this evening. So Bowen Piper actually is out of it and could drop to third place in the championship, depending on how things go, which is huge news. We will come back to that, John, but quickly we will get the team's championship as well, and I'll hand over to you to run through that once again. It's looking fairly close in that mid-order.
It really is. The mid-order certainly looking close. Up at the top, though, CP Motorsport, Struick and Halton, 2,206 points. A 331-point lead they've got at the top, ahead of Dernetti and Bishop, the Audi drivers for BCG, running in second at the minute. And, of course, they've got BCG 3 running in third place, Matt Simmons and Paul Candolonian. I never get that one correct. They're running in third. Team XV Prime, Ben Sayers and Braden Henderson, 1,302 points. So 900 points off the lead, but only 56 points behind BCG3. So a lot to play for in the team standing, especially with Riley Nicholson and Nathan Hutton, another CP Motorsports car, very close to third and fourth as well. Nicholson and Hutton running. Mick Toward, who we know is running tonight, he's in for the Pro-Am Championship. They're currently running in sixth place in the teams for TTR Westside. We've got Defy Motorsports on 1,049 points, only less than 100 points ahead, of Grimace Racing, Xander Stewart and Rowan Green there. Bowen Piper not racing tonight, as we've just been told, so Lachlan Dawes, he has got a lot to do. It's amazing how many Scottish names are in an Australian league. Defy Motorsport have got Max Silver and Max Honeybun to thank for getting them up to 9th place in the championship. And again, they're only 4 points behind Grimace there in 8th. So a lot could change here tonight after tonight's race. So we've got Highland Motorsport 1 rounding out the top 10. That's Nathan Lee and James Barton. 878 points, but again, only 50 points behind Defy Motorsports. With 17 cars on the grid, there's plenty of points up for grabs and not many points separating a lot of these teams. So the team standings could see a big shuffle after tonight's final race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, I've just read the chat there as well. Yes, but yeah, it's going to be close tonight, Isaac.
It's going to be very close. And a number of drivers in the chat this evening that aren't competing for one reason or another. We're missing Simon Bishop this evening as well. He's got some steering wheel trouble, so that's getting rectified. But while it is, he's not able to do any laps, obviously, because he's not going to do it on controller. So disappointing, but no Simon Bishop, no Max Silver, who's currently moving house. No Aiden Holton. He's got Dale Hagstrom in the car for him this evening. So we're missing a number of pro drivers. So it is a fairly Pro-Am heavy affair out there this evening. But we'll jump down right now into the qualifying grid, as you can see, onto the qualifying coverage. As you can see, Matt Donetti saying, twiddling your thumbs. We'll explain what that's all about in just a second. Because here we are, down on the circuit. You can see at the moment, this is what your order looks like for qualifying. 4.5 minutes to go in the final qualifying session of the season. And Matt Donetti saying in the chat, he's twiddling his thumbs, and that is because, folks, he is sitting out this qualifying session, as we mentioned earlier. He's in the Aston Martin for this race, so changed cars. electing to, look, he's not going to improve in the championship. He's not going to do any worse in the championship. He's elected to do a wild card round, so he won't receive points in this race. And as a result, also has to start rear of grid. Josh Struick, for something a little bit different, I think, has decided to start rear of grid as well. So our two championship combatants all season long are going to start at the back of the field and try and come from behind. This actually sets Braden Henderson up with a really good opportunity, John, to try and get a victory this evening. The other thing it also invites, with such little pros in the field, is a Pro-Am victory overall.
Yeah, I'm absolutely here for that. The pros, let's face it, nobody likes them. They're too quick, they're too talented, nobody cares. That's fine. The Pro-Ams, as fair as I'm absolutely throwing them under the bus here willy-nilly. Anybody think I was a Pro-Am? I wish I was as good as a Pro-Am. But yeah, no, it'll be good to see the Pro-Ams mixing it up there at the top. I mean, they've done so all season long. We've always seen them in the top 10, hovering about the top 5. A Pro-Am victory for the end of the season would certainly be a great capstone for the drivers that are turning out week in, week out, and providing us with some of the best racing action. I mean, we've seen some great racing action up at the top of the field, but certainly down through the mid-pack in the Pro-Am drivers, they're absolutely going for it week after week after week after week. So it'll be good to see, as if that will stop the aliens, Pro-Am's takeout and Pro-Am takeout incoming in the chat. But yeah, no, it'll be good to see if we can get a Pro-Am up on the top spot. Although Dernetti is in an Aston Martin and Struick in his Porsche at the back. I mean, you're going to be hard pushed to find me betting against Josh Struick winning any race he enters. He could enter this in a Tesco trolley, powered Flintstone style. I would still put folding money on him to win, because he'll know something that we don't.
He always does. He's got these cars figured out, and he's had the measure of pretty much everyone that he's gone up against this season. Been great to see. Now, we've got a poll in the chat going, folks. Can they make it to the podium? Janetti and Struick, can they get up to the podium this evening? We will find out. So far, 100% of people saying yes. Also, check out in the chat, there's a link to our live timing. We introduced this last round, John. It was a really cool feature, our live timing that we integrated into the server. And as a result, you can keep up with your favourite drivers, see what lap times they're doing and what their pace is. And even if you have to step away from YouTube for a moment, you're able to take that with you. And look, YouTube is on your phone these days. You can take it with you as well. But if you have to stop watching YouTube for whatever reason, you can take the live timing with you and keep up with it wherever you're going. Looking at the moment at our qualifying order, Michael Tower, with just over a minute to go, is back in the lane and is on provisional pole. So the man looking to secure the championship tonight in his first season is in the box seat to do so. James Barton will share the front row with him. Has Braden Henderson got anything in the tank as the only pro driver participating in qualifying to get the, look, a front row start, but a pole position would be mega here for him. He comes through the final chicane now, across the curb. Not as much curb usage in the final corner as I would have expected in the second phase. Out of final corner, onto the front straight, across the line. What is it for Braden Henderson? It's not an improvement this time by, but he will get one more lap in. So this will be a crucial time for Braden Henderson. Peter Sargent, 3/10 off and across the line, no improvement. Riley Nicholson also vying for a championship in the Pro-Am category this evening. Started this season very, very rough, I have to say, John. It was not what he wanted to do, what we wanted to see from him at all, and he probably certainly felt a little bit frustrated with results not going his way, getting caught up in accidents. But the second half of the season, he has really brought it back. He's cleaned it up, and he's brought home some good results.
Yeah, he has indeed. If it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have had any last season. And speaking of bad luck, Isaac, you'll enjoy the irony of this. I've literally just had a message saying that my PS5 is ready to pick up.
Ah, perfect. Well, they've timed that well. Henderson's backed out of it.
Oh.
Henderson is done. Oh, he's flipped the car. Oh. And there's cars coming through. This is awkward. He's flipped the car.
He's going for style points.
He'll get it off the circuit.
Yeah, it's quality. Behave yourself.
Yeah, it is qualifying. Don't want to impede anybody, but there is a number of cars still on a lap across the line. No, this is down the back straight for Button. I got confused as to where I was for a second there.
Yeah, this isn't the first chicane, yep.
No, so into the first chicane, across the curbs. That's going to catch a few drivers out this evening for sure. The other part of the circuit that's going to catch a couple of drivers out, especially when it comes to track limits, is right here, folks. The first phase of this, if you cut too much of that one just there, that'll invalidate your lap. And I think that's what brought Braden Henderson undone, and Wade backed out of it. He just used a little bit too much. And as we've seen a number of drivers do, it does invalidate your lap. So at the moment, it is Michael Toward on provisional pole. It's a couple of cars still on a lap. Across the line goes Nathan Hutton. Does he improve? He does. He jumps to 7th. Everyone else is in the lane except for Barton and Hurley. So Hurley will be the first of the two across the line in the Ferrari. The Hyla Motorsports Ferrari was a contender for the championship early in the season. Missed a couple of rounds here and there, which dropped him out of the race, but he still had strong performances. Can he improve here? He does not. Can Barton go to pole? He does not. So Michael Toward will start on the front row of the grid at a crucial time for his championship.
Indeed, yeah, that is. I mean, look at how close that is. So I've just completely lost my train of thought again, because look how close that qualifying is. 4300s between the top row.
Very close indeed.
Absolutely wild. Less than half a tenth of a second, Isaac, separating the top two cars. And they're both, as we mentioned, they're both Pro-Ams. The top Pro that we've got is a whole tenth behind. So yeah, Braden Henderson, hashtag washed. We'll be starting in the chat pretty soon. We've got Sargent 3 tenths behind. The top 10 separated by what, 1.4 seconds? That is some quick times. I mean, I know that's quick. My quickest time around here is a 1 minute 29.8. So yeah, 1.5 seconds quicker than I've ever managed. Not that I'm very good, but yeah, some serious times going in there. And that Toward getting it exactly done, because he's got skin in the game in both here, Isaac. He's got skin in the game in the solo championship and in the team championship. So a lot of pressure on his shoulders today. And of course, he's got his if he's west side, Tai Tuivasa, Jack De La Maddalena. That's it's a fair fighting spirit that comes from that part of the country. So yeah, I think he might be dialed in for it.
Yeah, he certainly very well will be. He is looking strong indeed. The car's just getting up onto the grid. We had a little bit of a glitch there, it does seem, but everyone seems to be okay. No one is disconnected, which is fantastic news. We're hoping the server will hold up for this final race of the season. We do have the red flag rules, obviously. It is the race will roughly start just after 8 PM local time here in New South Wales, the eastern seaboard, east coast of Australia, and we will wrap up. If we have a red flag, our time certain finish is 10 to 10 this evening, so about an hour and 50 minutes from now. So 20 minutes of red flag time we do have if we need it. If we do have a red flag, we will just restore to normal grid order and go from there. But hopefully we won't need one, John. If we make 75% race distance, we'll just call it from there. I'm going to hand over to you to have a little bit of a chat about some of these drivers on the warm-up lap, while I quickly go and grab another refill of my water to make sure that my voice doesn't die halfway through the broadcast.
Which would not be a bad idea. So yeah, as Isaac goes to get himself rehydrated, remember folks as well, if you are watching, make sure you all keep hydrated as well. We will see some absolutely incredible racing. The drivers are going to be sweating absolute bullets. Certainly down in Australia it's a bit warm. Up here in Scotland it's a bit warm as well, to say the least. We're here at Zolder though, 1963. This little gem was put together. It started off at 2.6 miles and it's actually been shortened by a quarter of a mile over its existing. As a lot of this course is exceptionally reminiscent of the Nürburgring. A lot of the corners here are simply to set up the next corner. They've also got some absolutely cracking names. For anybody that's wondering, in Belgium the word bocht, B-O-C-H-T, means corner, which is why most of these corners have got the word bocht on the end of it. We are at the moment just coming through Sterrenwacht and Kanalbocht. Yep, there we go. That is how good I am at the pronunciation. And we're just coming through Lucien now. Of course, the Klein chicane, the Villeneuve chicane, and the Jackie X-Bocht chicane are the three real battle points and three real talking points of this course. Of course, we're coming into the first chicane now. This one, to say that the drivers will be violently interacting with those curves is an understatement, the likes of which you cannot comprehend until you've actually been in battle yourself through that chicane. It is absolutely wild. Then they come up and over the crest of the hill and down we head towards Villeneuve, and this one is the chicane which Isaac pointed out, so easy to pick up a track limit warning through here. And I can assure you, that traffic cone we see on the way in, it will not survive after the first lap. Guaranteed.
It'll be gone. It'll be gone. Look at it. I think Josh Stroke almost took it.
I know, get it on the warm-up lap, get it on the way. To be fair, I'm Scottish, and when I see a traffic cone, it should be on the head of a statue, and that's just the way it goes. Go Team Boston, by the way. Thank you for the welcome my fellow countrymen have had, and for embracing our traffic cone enthusiasm and putting them on all your statues across there. It's been absolutely wild, and of course the drivers now coming towards the final straight run they get before this final. I do call it a chicane, the Jackie Ickbock. But of course the pit entrance is where it's going to be tricky, and it is a tricky pit entrance, as you can see from the front of the Aston. You go straight on, jam on the brakes, and then it's a quick left and a quick right. So easy to violate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much can be violated around here, Isaac. It's going to be an interesting one, but we are about to start. 90 minutes, the finale. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this. We are not too far away. 17 cars on the grid, 2 pros coming from the back. It is the final race of the season, the last day of school, and we have a green flag. We are away for 90 minutes of racing at Zolder. And Michael Toward is going to go around the outside. James Barton, they're going to be side by side across the through the first corner. And here comes Brayden Henderson to make it 3 wide into turn 2. No, can't quite get the nose up in there. Look out for Rowie Nicholson in the background. He's fighting for a championship today. Barton and Toward, the last thing Toward wants is contact, and there is. He's in the wall. Massive hit for your championship leader. There's more contact with his teammate on the way through. Cars off the circuit and everywhere. They have all splayed and come out in front. The Stephen Bradbury, if you will. It's Riley Nicholson in the lead of the race from Hagstrom. And then it is Nathan Hutton in third. It's a CP Motorsports 1, 2 and 3. The championship favourite in the Pro-Ams is off the road following contact. Henderson has gone as well. His teammate Peter Sargent got caught up in that. James Barton as well. So your front row, the top 3, all gone in the blink of an eye.
Paradise, and they made it a parking lot. And that's exactly what they did there. Didn't even get to the first problematic. Bless me, that one snuck up. But yeah. Didn't even get through the first chicane, and we already had absolute carnage. That was a big punt in the rear that he received there on the way out of turn number 2. It really did not behoove him to be where he was. He lost momentum on that inside curb, didn't get any traction, and ended up taking another car full in the rear. Tower now down in 14th place, but Riley Nicholson, let's go! He's finally getting some good luck on an opening lap, and he's in the lead. He's got Hagstrom following with Hutton as well, and Struik and Dernetti, I voted no on them getting onto the podium. They've already made it up 12 and 13 places each.
There was coming into this race 59 points in the championship between Riley Nicholson and Michael Toward. If it stays like this, Riley Nicholson wins it considerably. If he stays in the lead of the race, Michael Toward has to get, excuse my maths for a second, he has to get to 7th place to win the championship. So Riley Nicholson has a lot to do. He's going to be hoping that his CP Motorsports teammates will protect him here. But Michael Toward, with the damage on that car, has a lot of work to do. He has plenty of time to do it, 1 hour and 27 minutes, but there's a lot of work to do if he wants to be in this championship fight.
It's going to have to be the absolute race of his life, because that's another characteristic of this course. It's not exactly the easiest to get an overtake done. Not many out and out overtaking spots, so you can find yourself getting held up by traffic through absolutely no fault of anyone. It's just, as I say, not the easiest course to get an overtake done, although some of the drivers are absolutely going for it. Josh Struik being followed by Dernetti. They've got Hurley who's in there as well. Hurley who's managed to keep it between the Mayo and the Mustard. He almost had himself a bit of an incident as well. He's managed to survive. We saw him running a bit wide, and Xander Stewart as well, in fact. Xander Stewart almost got taken out by Green, his teammate, as they came out the second corner as well with all that stramash. They were at the back, they were a few rows behind Tower when he hit the wall. Those two made contact with one another, almost went full hash. They both survived, but Stewart certainly surviving better than his teammate up in 8th place. Green now down in 11th, but that is Struik and Dernetti already 6th and 7th. I'm just going to quickly get on the phone to the mechanics and see if we can throw some extra sandbags when they come in to change their tyres, just to weigh those cars down a bit, because quite frankly, ridiculous pace they're showing at the minute. Nicholson up at the front with a 1.1 second lead over Hagstrom and Hutton. Hagstrom and Hutton could be engaging in a battle which is going to play right into the hands of not only Nicholson but Struick and Dernetti as well. Again, if there's not many places to overtake, the cars, wow, how does he manage to control that Porsche? Sorry, but that is just absolutely ridiculous. Where does he get his grip hacks from? I would love to know. Because that is surely got to be grip hack. How does he keep that Porsche between the Mayo and the Mustard? Did you see how much curb he got there, Isaac? That's absolutely... I've almost called you Josh there. I'm not flabbergasted about what Josh can do. And look at that, out with the last corner. He goes side by side, he gets him moved on Sears. He's going to outrun him on the way to turn number 1. And here comes Dernetti going to follow him through as well.
And these two are having an absolute field day. They're going to go side by side in turn 1 now as a result. And Dennetti's actually going to get the move done on Struick. He's not quite done with this just yet. He wants to make a point of it, Struick. Into turn 2, he's going to be up the inside. They will be side by side. They followed each other through. They're already back into the top 5, folks. Well, one of them is, once they sort this out. Which one it will be, we'll wait to find out. It will be Dernetti as he swoops around the outside into turn 3. And that is done now in favour of Dernetti at this stage. They will set after the next car up the road, which is Andre Scheppers in the Defy Motorsports 3 car. And the 22 in the background, a couple of cars using that curb. Where is Michael Toward? He's actually down in 16th place now, so he's falling further down the order at the moment, and this is disappointing for Michael Toward. He's got a lot of work to do. I know we do know he can do it. We've seen him do it before. He's put on some brilliant drives to come back through the field, but this is a massive, massive ask. I did some maths as well, John, just some cheeky maths if you don't mind. If he does finish in 8th place, he will lose the championship by 1 point. So he has to be in 7th to win the championship. If he loses it, if he finishes in 8th, he loses the championship by 1 point. He's battling at the moment with Presland and Sargent. I think this is the last thing he wants to do. He just wants to try and get in front of these guys and push on to move forward through the field. We know he has the pace. He qualified on pole position, so he is fast around here. He just needs some clean air to utilise that.
He does, yeah. Yeah, just needs some clean air. Absolutely, as easy as it gets around Zolder. Said no one ever.
No, yeah,
but yeah, Toward, I mean, he must be an honorary Scotsman, because that is literally World Cup qualifying stuff. We need goal difference, we need a miracle, we need 2 yellow cards. But yeah, to get himself back to 8th and lose the championship by a point would be an absolute heartbreaker for him. But we'll see what he can do. As we say, 90 minutes plus pit stops to come. So yeah, a whole lot can still happen out throughout the entirety of the field. We've got Riley Nicholson. I'm only slightly biased towards this driver. Come on, Riley. I've seen him drive so well in the past, and the bad luck that that's been inflicted upon him through no fault of his own time and time again has curtailed what could have been a championship winning drive this season. He is looking to lay down a marker for next season by getting himself a cheeky little win this time around. Can Dernetti and Struick get onto the podium tonight? That's in the AGT YouTube channel. Welcome to everyone in TrackSpot as well. Lusek is in from TRL. Good to see you in. Yep, not the most ideal opening lap, but certainly the pole has come in, and it's straight 50-50. 50% of voters think that Dernetti and Struick will get to the podium tonight, and 50% of drivers say they won't, and they're 50-50 on that as well, because Struick is in 5th and Dernetti is down in 12th behind Braden Henderson and Wayne Tanner. In fact, Tanner's just been overtaken by them both. So me cracking jokes about Henderson being washed. He's only gone and taken the fastest lap in the opening stages and is now being chased by Dernetti, who is down in 11th position. So he has had a bit of a nightmare lap.
Something has happened to Matt Dernetti.
Tumbling down the order.
Yeah, and he's fallen down the order. We've seen this happen to him in the last few rounds, though. Things have not gone his way. Someone said to him tonight, "Oh, it's nice to see you getting no points." He said, "Mate, I don't know what you've been on about. I haven't scored points since round 6 with the drive that he's been having." So he's not had the best of luck in recent times, but he's hoping to bounce back that form. He's trying to work out what car he's going to get behind the wheel of next season to try and reclaim this number 1 that he will lose to Josh Struick at the conclusion of this evening's race. However, as Brandon Henderson makes a lovely overtake on the exit of the chicane on Rowan Green. That was actually very, very nice from Brandon Henderson as he works his way back through the field. And I'd say Donetti will not be too far behind, starting up a move of his own on the McLaren driver. Look, avert your eyes if you are named George Cook, because you don't want to see the McLaren getting overtaken. That I can guarantee you. But yes, Donetti trying to work out what he'll drive for next season. The good news about next season is we have a few more options because we're introducing GT4s into season number 4. So obviously season 4, we thought we should add the appropriate GT number. So GT3s and GT4s on the grid next season, John, which should be fantastic. Multi-class racing is always something to behold. You watch it in real life and it looks absolutely spectacular, and we're hoping that will have the same effect here at AGT, and then we'll have 2 brilliant races to be following along with.
Indeed, yeah, listen, the GT4s, I cannot get to grips with them behind the wheel of them, but I'll tell you what, the racing you get from them, actually, if we jump up to 7th, Isaac, while we're talking, the racing you get with the GT4s, folks, is absolutely mind-blowingly close. It is incredible. You are all in for an absolute treat when we get to see the GT4s out on track again. Not a class of car I thought I would ever get on with. It's almost like Paul Ricard. You just, as a driver, you're not a big fan of it, but as a viewer, what a racetrack that is for the overtaking. And yeah, the GT4s are going to bring us some serious action next season. It'll be interesting to see which drivers actually dip into the GT4s and which ones pick the 3s. That'll be a good split in the multi-class. Whoa, and that's a bit of a wiggle by Stewart. On the way out with that corner, Hurley in the Ferrari. He's certainly hurrying along now as I'm talking about the GT4s, the 3s firing into the final corner. And I tell you what, Stewart is going to need to be very, very careful on his next few corner exits because Hurley is looking very quick indeed. A little chopping and changing here in the mid-order. The rest of the cars all falling into a rhythm. Most importantly, for him, certainly, Riley Nicholson in a rhythm. There is Josh Stewart getting into his rhythm, though, Isaac. He has just set the fastest lap of the race. As soon as he gets a bit of clear air, absolutely unstoppable in that Porsche. And we are, what, 22 minutes in? 12 minutes in.
12 minutes in.
12 minutes in. And he's one spot off the podium.
He's on the podium now. Nathan Hutton's let him go. He's on the podium. So we have all 4 cars, all 4 CP Motorsports cars. And, that's Jeepers in the background. He's off. He took way too much curb in the second phase of the chicane and he spun the car, put it in the wall. You can see Donetti there also getting up on 2 wheels. And the yellow flags are out as Jeepers attempts to try and get this car turned around now. But the traffic coming through, he's going to have to hold and wait until everyone's gone past. They've now gone past and he'll flip the car back around and get it rolling again. But that was a huge moment for the car that was in 5th place in this race, and he loops it once again with the hot tyres. Spins it around and gets it going. But I was going to mention Josh Struick. He's up onto the podium. All 4 CP Motorsports cars occupying the top 4 spots. And if there's one person that will not be interested in playing the team game with Riley Nicholson to help him win this championship, it is probably Josh Struick, who, look, not that he's not a team player, but he will want to win this race and cross the line in first place as the new champion. And can't blame him, really.
Yeah, definitely. Although, unless I'm mistaken, Struick is going to win this championship anyway, isn't he?
He is, yes.
He is. I think he does the right thing here. Although it depends on the pace. Yeah, no, I think, yeah.
He's got too much pace.
Struick would love to help his team. He has got too much pace. He is going to catch Nicholson and he is going to absolutely fly past him. That's not casting shade on any other driver on the course. If you're new to AGT and the name Josh Struick isn't one that's instantly recognisable, it will be soon. He is quick, he is consistent, he is concise, and his strategies are absolutely on point as well. And the way he can manipulate his strategy on the fly, he is the complete package here. So yeah, as much as I think he would love to help his team in the team standings and his teammates, excuse me.
I agree, John, completely. Yeah, it's not fun at all, is it? No, I agree. As much as he'd love to help his teammates out, he has so much pace at this circuit that, and just in general across the season, that he'll probably overtake these guys and just drive away from them, sitting behind, or be Really, really tough. We're looking at Zanetti and Henderson, both back inside the top 10 now. Howard is one spot away from being inside the top 10, and if Nicholson does lose the lead of this race, that will change the championship equation for him. What exactly that looks like, I will come back to you on that with a number in the near future when we get closer to seeing that as a reality. But for now, only 15 minutes down in this race, an hour and 15 to go, a long, long way left for anything to happen in this race. It's far from over yet. We're talking about championships being wrapped up or being close to being wrapped up. We've still got an hour and 15 minutes of racing, and the one thing we've learned at AGT, things change very, very quickly, and what I'm looking at right now that could change very quickly is a battle between Hurley, Sayers and Stewart for 5th place, the last spot in the top 5. Zanetti and Henderson approaching this battle very, very quickly, with Zanetti ahead of Henderson now, and this could be very soon could turn into a 5-way battle for the last spot in the top 5.
Yeah, really could. They're all dragging one another along. Different cars prospering at different parts of the track, whether it's mid-corner phase, in the straights, and these three jostling about with one another. Obviously, I'm full force of Ferrari, so let's go Hurley. Xander Stewart hopefully picking up a puncture or something so that George Cook isn't celebrating the overtake. Why is that just frozen on me? Nope, we're running again. Oh, there we go. Some artifacts as well. Excellent. Either I need new glasses or my PC has just gone into a very weird phase there. But I know it could probably be both. But yeah, Hurley and Stewart, great little battle that they are having in the top 5. The lay of the land in there could certainly change very quickly. And not only that, we're almost getting to the stage where... oh no, we've not quite got the blue flags out yet. Not quite got the blue flags out yet, but certainly the two up at the top. Oh wow, look at how close these drivers are. And I tell you what, oh no, sorry, he's just gone. Hagstrom's just made a bit of a mistake. Hagstrom's just made a bit of a mistake through sector 2, so that's given an extra 3/10 of a second of Riley Nicholson. Up at the front is Hurley going for the move.
Howard's off the road. He's stopped.
Oh no.
And not quite sure where he's situated. We haven't got a camera on his car, folks. But I can hear the car rumbling in the background, and the yellow flag's just sitting there for him. And he is rolling now. I think he had a spin and had to wait for everybody to go past. So it is not the day that this man would have liked. We've seen this before in a number of drivers when they come into a finale in such a strong position and then just luck befalls them. Incidents do not go their way. 97 is also off the road. That's Wayne Tanner, who's gone straight on and is trying to spin the car around. Be careful of the car coming through. Does a great job to avoid him.
Oh, look at the front of that.
That is a very, very sad-looking Mustang at the front. Zanetti, in the meantime, has found a way past Xander Stewart up into 7th place. Hurley has also found a way past Sayers and has pulled away at a rapid rate of knots. So he's trying to utilise some pace before Zanetti and Henderson inevitably clear these two up the inside. Now goes Henderson on Xander Stewart.
Nice.
Gets that done. That is a textbook overtake once again from Brayden Henderson on Xander Stewart. Moves up another place into position number 8. And Zanetti now hounding the back of Henderson's teammate in Ben Sayers, trying to find a way past as well. These guys pushing on hard.
Yeah, they really are. And speaking of pushing on hard, Josh Struick is already within striking distance of Hagstrom. So he is pushing for second place as Zanetti. Zanetti making his way back through the field. Oh, look how much bounce they get over the curbs. The Mercedes, those two go side by side. Sayers and Henderson, the teammates, they've been left to squabble over the places left by the Zanetti dining hard on the positions that they had. He has now got both Mercedes in his rear view mirror and back up to 6th place. Struick's about to take second. Josh Struick is about to take second place. He is within 0.2 of a second. He's taken 0.6 per sector out of the time of Hagstrom ahead of him. Hagstrom in, of course, as a reserve driver, and I don't think he's going to put up too much of a battle with one of his teammates coming through. 4 CP cars in the top 4. This is a team screenshot if ever I've seen one in the waiting. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too much of a battle here. I mean, hey, everybody on the grid knows how quick Struick is, and Hagstrom's in his team. He's not going to slow him down here. He's going to make this as easy as possible for his teammate to get past and then just run his own race. Hagstrom let's face it, he's got his own race to run. He might battle with Struik for a bit, for a couple of corners, just for the experience, but Struik is going to absolutely strip him a second place very quickly indeed. Riley Nicholson will be next on the charge, next on the card, or docket certainly, for Struik to get the overtake done. I did think he would get it done between the two chicanes here, but Struik seems to be taking it slightly easier on his teammates than he has on everyone else. But again, look at the difference in width on that corner exit, and that is all the difference, folks. As you and I know, Isaac, just those extra couple of even millimeters out on those curbs to widen out those corner entries and exits, it makes such a huge difference to your overall pace and reducing your lap times.
Yeah, it's look, it certainly makes the difference, and Josh Struik has been making the difference all season. I've just been looking at what's happening further down the field as well. Peter Sargent and Rowan Green are pretty close together as well, so there's a couple of moves going up and down this field. Let us know in the chat as well. We've got a poll going in the chat of who you think's going to take the victory in the Pro-Am class tonight. So if you haven't voted yet, get your votes in. Will it be Nicholson, who currently leads this race? Can Michael Toward find a way back through the field? He's currently sitting in 15th place, so it's not out of the question yet. It's not over until it's over, and that is for sure. We have lost James Barton in this race. Unfortunately, he has retired from the race, so we will not see James Barton bring this race to completion this evening, unfortunately. It's a shame for him. He had such a promising season, a couple of difficult results, which were not helped by the fact he was racing with broken ribs at one stage, and I have to take my hat off to him for racing with broken ribs, because that would not be fun at all, and he was an absolute soldier for pushing on with those. And this battle is actually getting a lot closer. Hagstrom has lifted now that he has his teammate Josh Struik right behind him. So it's close to 7/10. So he's within a second of Nicholson. And then Struik about half a second away from Hagstrom. So we're about to have a tasty little battle for first place in this race.
Yeah, three-way battle between CP Motor. I mean, look at that. If that's not a publicity shot for the team, I absolutely don't know what is. Incredible drive, and Hutton really struggling to keep up. He's now 8 seconds down, so he could very easily play rear gunner if Matt Dernetti tries to come past Henderson. Trying to come past, he really could do some good work to slow them down and keep his three teammates up on these podium positions. Nicholson looking for an overall race win. Come on, Riley. Yeah, Josh Struik, if I do disappear from the commentary box, Isaac, I'm definitely not down on track throwing blow darts at Josh Struik's tyres so Riley Nicholson can win.
Yeah.
Absolutely, definitely.
No,
would
never
be me, but on a separate note, I'll be
right back. No, it's look, Rowan Nicholson, if he pulled it off, would be the first Pro-Am driver to look at the air that he got there. That made me nervous. He'd be the first Pro-Am driver to win a race overall in AGT. Every single race we've had in this series so far has been won by a pro driver, right? Unless I think maybe the only other one I can think of would be Matt Dernetti. But I can't remember if he did win a race in his first season. I think he just got close, but Simon Bishop was no match for him. So if he does it, he will have most likely been able to do it. And I will fact check this as the evening goes on, folks. We have plenty of time to figure this out as the evening plays on. But it would be the first to do it, and probably be the first to do it besides Martinetti. But if Martinetti hasn't done it, it's one thing he'll have over him for the rest of his life. The man that we continually praise for his massive improvement in the short space of a season, going from Pro-Am to fighting for 90 minutes with Simon Bishop at Imola, which was a fantastic battle. Riley Nicholson is coming to the fore here in the second of the 90-minute races here at AGT. So these 90-minute races, they are a great stomping ground for young drivers, Pro-Am drivers, to show their talents off in the pro field.
Yeah, it really is. Some of these 90 minutes, in fact, one of my best results ever was when I was in the ARMS. I was in a competition at Pros, Pro-Ams and ARMS, and I was in the ARMS. I qualified top of my split, which put me in 49th position, and I actually finished just inside the top 20 overall. It was absolutely incredible. It was at the Nürburgring in a Ferrari. on a half-dry course with completely cooked tyres because I got my tyre pressures all wrong for the weather. But yeah, these long 90-minute races, it really does give some of these pro-am drivers a chance to really settle in, because I mean, an hour does seem, especially when a lot of drivers coming from Gran Turismo and things, it is cute when I hear Gran Turismo drivers saying, oh yeah, I'm doing an endurance race, it's 30 minutes. Yeah.
That's endurance, sure. Yeah.
That's endurance? Ah.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll allow it,
sure,
I guess,
we'll go
maybe,
with that.
probably.
Yeah, we'll go with that. Well, people call things strange things these days. Let's just go with that. But yeah, certainly, these longer hour and 90-minute races, certainly the 90-minute races, it really gives you a chance to settle in, get yourself into a rhythm, and bring home some really good results. There's just so much that can go on around you. If you can keep your nose clean, well, I tell you what, Nicholson looks like he's losing a bit of pace here, sorry.
He does look like he is.
Yeah, I thought Struik was going to get the overtake done on Hagstrom. I'm now wondering, is he going to have a nibble potentially at Nicholson ahead of him? Could just be how the tyres are behaving at this particular point of the race, although 31-degree track temperature isn't exactly terrible for the drivers. They should last pretty well, but different cars react differently at different stages of their stints. We've seen that so many times in so many disciplines. So yeah, it might just be he's just struggling to get the car settled in at the moment. But yeah, certainly, as I was saying, the Pro-Am drivers over the 90 minutes is definitely someplace where you can see them flourish. Especially with the pro drivers as well, Isaac. You know yourself, I mean, there's drivers across all the leagues. I use Lewis Buhagiar as a testament to that. Josh Struik and Matt Dernetti are the same. These pro drivers, the problem that they've got is they're that good, they're still pushing for faster and faster laps right to the end of the race, and that can sometimes cause a mistake, whereas the Pro-Am drivers are very much focused on making it to the end, and I do think that is why we see them flourish so much in these 90-minute races.
Yeah, no, that is definitely exactly how it goes. These guys, look, they put, and Josh Struik especially, I know, puts so much time into practicing and getting these laps perfect. Some of these drivers these days, they've done enough laps now that they don't have to worry about that too much, but Josh Struik puts so much time and energy into getting this absolutely perfect that you just see him come to the fore. The more laps that he has to do in a race, the consistency just comes to the front of everything that he does. He is so consistent in the way he drives that over the course of a longer race, he's still there. Some drivers, they can do a shorter race and be quick, but this is the opportunity here, that he needs on Hagstrom to go around the outside. Hagstrom got a little bit loose through the chicane. That was all the invitation that Struik needed to get that spot done. So he moves up a position. Now, I've done some maths, folks, in the background while you were talking away there, John, and talking about exactly what goes through these drivers' heads and exactly just the way that they operate. For Riley Nicholson, if he comes second in this race, if he finishes in P2, then Michael Toward needs to finish 9th or higher. If Michael Toward finishes in 10th place, he loses the championship by 1 point. If Riley Nicholson finishes 3rd, Michael Toward needs to finish 11th place. If Michael Toward finishes 12th, he will lose the championship by 1 point. That is how much is in this championship for Michael Toward. Michael Toward is currently in 12th. He's found a way past Matt Boyd, who has made a mistake, I believe, somewhere, and has now dropped down. So Michael Toward is in 12th place and pushing on, but he needs to get higher than that because Riley Nicholson could look to lose spots soon, and Michael Toward needs to be in that top 10 to be in the equation here.
Henderson in the pit. I was just going to be to talk about the fact that we're going to have a couple of flies in the ointment as well. We've had 2 drivers pitted, so they're going to effectively be blue flags for the leading group. But Braden Henderson has come in. Now, for me, that's an early one. I mean, that's an hour's worth of fuel he's going to be putting on the car. Certainly, my perspective, as a layman driver, I cannot consider myself any type of driving talent at all. This is certainly an occasion that I've been going 50-50, keep the average weight of the car down. Henderson clearly knows something that I don't, that's why he's a pro and taking fastest laps in the early stages. But he's popped into the pits along as Tanner and Shepherd's, of course Shepherd's with the big damage, so he's going to be in there for a while, but Tanner already in and out, and Braden Henderson into the pits after less than 30 minutes, Isaac. That is an interesting call, and I mean, it could backfire if he ends up coming out in traffic, and he's only going to just get out ahead of the leaders. Riley Nicholson coming around the last corner as Henderson is exiting the pits. This could be an interesting one. Now, I wonder if Henderson, is he trying to pull some cleverness for the team here?
I don't think
I mean,
so.
it's
Here we
gonna
go.
be a great
Struick for the lead. Round the outside. Nicholson holds the inside line for turn 2, but he concedes the spot. I think he's just content to maybe try and stay with Struick here. He's not fighting too hard. There may be a little bit of communication. I don't know how much these guys talk during a race. There may be a little bit of communication later on that if it's necessary for the championship, they could swap positions back. But for now, Josh Struick assumes the race lead after starting second last on the grid. He will push on ahead of Riley Nicholson in second, and Hagstrom is now third. Now, looking at where my friend Michael Toward is, he is in 11th
He's
place.
11th.
He's 11th, which is not enough to win the championship at this stage. However, it's not over yet. A couple of cars have pitted. Braden Henderson and Wayne Tanner have pitted. Wayne Tanner 2 laps down, so Braden Henderson will probably be the only car that does factor into this as a positional loss for Michael Tower, but he has to push on. He's got 12 seconds to Rowan Green. He is gaining. That was 15 seconds not that long ago, so the time is closing for Michael Toward. He's got plenty of time to do it. The championship is still on. It will be very, very close. There will not be anything in it between these guys when we get to the end of the race this evening.
Indeed, yeah, it's going to be close. I did want to pick up and just correct something you said a moment ago. You said that Josh Struick now assumes the lead of the race. As soon as the race starts, Josh Struick assumes the lead of the race. End of story. There is no... he assumes he's going to be in the lead. And
He's in a constant state of leading the race.
Yeah, 30 minutes in, he's gone from the back of the grid to the front of the grid at Zolder. Look at this tracks, folks. Unless you've driven this, you cannot comprehend just how difficult it is to maintain momentum round here while getting overtakes done. There's maybe 2 decent overtake spots. There's certainly plenty of places on the track you can go side by side. All you're going to do is slow yourself down. And Josh Struick, again, I'll tell you what, that was very smooth that time by Nicholson over the curves. He's got that exit, very nice. Yeah, very little airtime there, which is what you like to see. But Struick, he is now going to absolutely disappear. And the next car up the road to him is car 877, which is Braden Henderson, freshly out the pits in 14th. As Xander Stewart comes in to the pits as well. We're seeing a steady stream of cars into the pits here quite early, Isaac. It's an interesting call by, I'm thinking.
Yeah, it is an interesting call with only an hour to go. Now, I am going to hijack this for just a second while we have a bit of a lull in the action. He's floating around in the chat, Mr. Matt Simmons. He's not racing this evening. He's on course to finish second in this championship. His best result here at AGT. And because I have not had time yet today to post on his Facebook timeline, I am going to give a very, very warm happy birthday to Mr. Matthew Simmons, who is currently tuning in from the airport. He's on his way home, not able to make the race tonight, but we wish you a very happy birthday from everyone here at AGT. Hope you've had a fantastic time away, mate, and very, very privileged to be able to call action when this man is on circuit. We've seen him do some great things this season, John. He's taken some great victories, particularly that one where he pushed Geesh all the way at the Nürburgring and got a very audacious overtake into the final corner after the run off the chicane, and there's been some great action from that man. So very, very happy birthday to you, sir. Hope you're doing well, and hopefully we'll see you back on track for Season 4. But from everyone here, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Matt. Not bad. He's okay. So. Yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he's mediocre. No. Absolutely otherworldly talent, Mr. Simmons. So, yeah, very happy birthday. Will I sing happy birthday, Tom? Let's not do that. Let's not ruin the man's day. Let's let him enjoy his flight. Where is it you're off to, Matt? Would I be right? Where is he off to? Yeah, let us know in the chat before you fly, Matt.
He has been in Japan, I believe. So he's been away on holidays.
Okay.
But he said if we ran this race tomorrow night, he probably would be here. He'd be very tired, but he would be here racing. But no, he is not here this evening.
Well, yeah, no, I hope you enjoyed the holiday. And yeah, safe flight back home, and definitely looking forward to seeing you back next season. Again, just echo the thoughts that Isaac was saying. That all the commentary team, TrackSpotTV, Isaac, AGT, everybody, absolutely love watching you guys push one another out on track. The talent is disgusting. It's quite frankly selfish how much you all keep to yourself, but you do it with a smile, so we'll let you off. I do love throwing shade their way as much as possible. Let's face it, they've got far too much talent between them. It's ridiculous. I mean, Josh Stewart, he was just hanging behind his teammates a couple of laps ago. He's already 1.3 seconds ahead of the two of them. He's absolutely crackers fast, and he is catching up to traffic ahead of him as well. That is Boyd, who is in 12th place, hasn't been in the pits yet. He is about to get bothered by our race leader, trying to get the overtake done on him, Nicholson, looking to hold on. And I tell you what, Nicholson, he's really reacted well to the overtake by his teammate there, because he's now got 1.9 seconds between him and Hagstrom, so he really does have a bit of clear air. I mean, he's got a teammate ahead of him and a teammate behind him, and he's got a nice bit of a gap here with some blue flag traffic to come through, granted. But Nicholson, I would say, he's going to be probably the happiest driver out on track at the moment, Isaac, as his teammate. Is that Josh Stewart coming into pits?
It is. Yes, it is. Josh Stewart. Oh no, there was a car coming into the pit lane.
That was this Porsche that came off.
No, that was Matt Boyd that came into the lane. So Matt Boyd has entered the pit lane.
There we go.
And yeah, it's look, it's getting close. Michael Toward.
Toward's up to 10th.
He's up to 10th now.
With a pit stop to take.
That is a pit stop to take. So there's a couple of cars behind him that have stopped. We've got to keep that in mind. We are very excited by this, but as it stands at the moment, just trying to go back to remember what my maths was. As it stands at the moment, if Riley Nicholson stays here and Michael Toward stays where he is, he loses the championship, by one singular point. So he has to finish 9th.
Wild.
He cannot finish in 10th if Ryan Nicholson stays in 2nd. He has to get another spot.
Oh, it seems like we're having some microphone problems with Isaac. So I'll take over until we get him back again. But yeah, basically what he's saying is, it could not be any closer. Oh, there we go. He is back again. He's back again. He went underwater, astronaut, all kinds there, but he's back again. Excellent.
My microphone decided it had enough, and 36 minutes of racing was enough for it. But we've got it plugged back in. It's working again. But yeah, so as it stands right now, it's not enough for Tower to keep in mind. There is cars behind him that have stopped, so he is gaining on Rowan Green in front. That gap's just over 6 seconds now, I believe. When they cross the next split, 5.8, there you go. So he is closing, but he's not closing enough with the gap to Henderson and Stewart behind. So what lap they're on, here we go across the line, I'm not quite sure. 22 seconds behind Henderson. There's a lot of work to do for these guys to make it to the end of this race. And a lot of work for Tower to do to try and win this championship. Now, I've had some people in the chat, they are saying that they're throwing their support behind their drivers. We love to see it. James Barton, apologies to Toward. He's now getting behind him in the chat, but that's unfortunate, James. Look, those things happen. Hopefully we see you bounce back next season, mate. It's been a pleasure to watch your work this season so far. And shame that you're not able to see at the end of the race, but hey, unfortunately those things happen sometimes in racing. You'll bounce back, I have no doubt. But at the moment, all eyes are on this man. And the man in 2nd place. The Pro Championship is wrapped up. Josh Struick has that in the bag. But what is going to happen with this Pro-Am Championship? That is the question we are all asking. And that is what's going to keep us on the edge of our seat this evening.
Indeed it is, yeah. And Tower doing a phenomenal job. Let's not forget, he's carrying damage. He is carrying damage at the moment. And he is only, let me just quickly check this. As far as fastest laps go, he's only half a second down on Nicholson's fastest lap. So Nicholson at the minute is holding all the cars. He's got a fresh car and he is going quicker. But even with the damage, Toward is only a 10th or 2 off the pace that is being shown by Nicholson at the moment. Oh, Peter Sargent has just invalidated his lap. He needs to be careful. It's so easy to pick up a drive-through around here. I mean, we don't even talk about it being easy to pick up track limit warnings. We just go straight to it's easy to get a drive-through. Because the track limit warnings, they get handed out like Oprah. You get a drive-through, you get a drive-through, you get a track limit, you get a track. Yes, everybody gets a track. In fact, I'm sure you get 1.5 track limit warnings just for getting to the starting grid. the stewards just making sure that they catch them all. But Nicholson, that's another 1 minute 29.8 that he's put in. Towers just done a 1 minute 30.2, so another 0.3 of a second gap in the time. But again, Tower is carrying damage, and it's an interesting proposition that he's got here. There is a mandatory stop, and we've seen some of the drivers, Brian Henderson, pro driver, come into the pits already. Do we think it might be a good idea for Tower to come in now with the damage? Oh, I mean, he's running quite well, and he's about to get the move on green. He gets this move done on green, he's suddenly in the championship lead again.
Yeah, absolutely. He is not too far away. Keep in mind as well, I have had this pointed out to me. Zanetti is not racing for points this evening, so everyone gets shuffled up a place. So Zanetti's actually just here to throw a spanner in the works for us and create a headache. So Tower's actually on correction, currently P9. So at this stage, if things stay where they are, he wins the championship. So Matt Zanetti causing headaches once again by doing absolutely nothing, just turning up to race. He will finish. He does not get points. He will be classified as being in the race, but he will not get any points awarded to him. So Hutton will finish 4th. Hurley will finish 5th as he actually dives into the pit lane. Zanetti, even if he gets on the podium, he'll be interviewed for finishing on the podium, but he won't get the points for finishing on the podium. So if that makes sense.
And
hopefully
just to
that makes sense,
confirm, folks,
everyone at home.
for anyone that is wondering, the reason he's not scoring points is because he's changed car.
Yes.
You can change car in any series that you want, but you will find that in all these series as well, if you do change cars, you will not earn points for at least that race, if not the rest of the championship. This is obviously the last round, so onwards and upwards makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. But Dernetti has been wrestling. Dernetti has been driving. Oh, Toward is in.
Tower's in.
Tower's come in. So's Hurley come in as well. Now, let me see. Ooh, closing in on the halfway mark, and you can see, look at the damage he's got on the front.
Now, this will be
telling.
telling.
Tower's going to be confident. Yeah, he gets that damage repaired. His 2-3 laps after he comes back out are going to be a marker laid down, and I do wonder if Nicholson, it might behoove him to come into the pits now and actually try and match off and try and keep some clear track space ahead of him, because there's a few cars that have pitted, so there's going to be some traffic, Isaac.
There absolutely is. Now, Henderson, Stewart, Presland have all gone by. He's going to drop places here, Toward. This is getting interesting, folks. How long does he sit here? How much damage is on that car to be repaired? The number 1 has gone by, so he's going a lap down now. Henderson and Hurley have jumped up ahead of this man. Where is Hurley? There is Hurley. Henderson is all the way up here. So he's lost 2 spots. There's Xander Stewart. Felix Presland is actually a lap down, so a non-event in this situation. So he will drop to 12th, Michael Toward, which will put him in P11 on correction, just for the headache, for the sake of the headache now, to keep up with this, folks. I hope you're keeping up at home. He's still sitting there. That damage not yet repaired. He's been dropped. Here we go. So he's rolling out. Presland is still coming around the hairpin down the bottom of the track now. So actually no chance of getting him here on pit exit. So Michael Tower will come back out in 12th place. The 36 going past is actually in 8th. So he's lapping Michael Toward. And that puts him in 11th on correction. He needs to be, if things stay where they are, he needs to be 10th on, no, 9th on correction. I'm trying to do my maths here on the fly, folks.
Yeah, because Nicholson at the moment isn't being corrected. He's going to stay in second because the net is behind him, but he's in front of Tower.
He needs to be 10th on correction. He needs to be 10th on the road, which will put him 9th on correction. We've lost a car just then. Someone is disconnected from the race, and I believe that's Sheepers, who was sitting in pit lane. So Sheepers is disconnected from the race, and unfortunately we'll not see him back out on track this evening as well. But this is all to play for now for Toward. He's sitting in 11th, which would give him the championship if Riley Nicholson drops another spot. So if Riley Nicholson drops to 3rd, that is the championship for Toward. If Riley Nicholson goes to 1st, that becomes a lot more of a headache for Josh Stewart, and for Michael Toward. And I have been confirmed
place overtake
from the CP Motorsports camp as we watch what's happening in 7th place. I have confirmed from CP Motorsports they are doing everything they can to give Riley Nicholson this championship, and I am taking that as code for, it has not been explicitly said, but I'm taking it as code for Josh Stewart will sacrifice the win if it gives Riley Nicholson the championship.
Yeah, and you know what? I can't say I'm even remotely surprised by that. Why is there 48 being added to my name? Sorry, apologies. I was just saying hi to the folks in the TrackSpotTV chat there as well. But yeah, I mean, Josh Stewart, let's face it, has won the Solo Drivers' Championship. His team is going to win the team championship as well, and he can help a second car in the team achieve, I mean, some real team greatness here. It's going to be absolute dominance by CP Motorsport here in the AGTs. The AGT ACC GT3 season. It's quite a tongue twister. He really does know how to test us, Isaac, when he's coming up with these names. I can say Purple Burglar Alarm, but I can't say AGT ACC GT3 Season 3 too quickly. Haha. But yeah, no, CP Motorsport, if I was in their position as well, I mean, Stuart, he's absolutely light years ahead. We did think to ourselves, if he gets the run out of the front, he is going to absolutely run away with this. But yeah, I wouldn't be overly surprised, and I don't think anyone's going to raise an eyebrow or be in any way disappointed or anything if CP do swap those two drivers up at the front to give Nicholson. I mean, let's face it, if there's a driver on the track that deserves the rub of the green and a bit of extra luck, it is Riley Nicholson, because he's had so much bad luck. So yeah, if his teammate can help him out, he would. And let's face it, Nicholson is doing a lot of the work himself at the moment. He might be 5 seconds behind Struik, but he's 5 seconds ahead of Hagstrom. So we take the pros out of this and look purely at the Pro-Am race, and Nicholson is absolutely bossing this. He is untouchable compared to the rest of the field, although Matt Dernetti might have something to say about it, because he's about to take Hagstrom and take third place. So Nicholson's position may be adjusted soon.
And Dernetti just wants a podium. And look, I think everyone here this evening would love to see either of these men step on top of the podium. Michael Toward or Riley Nicholson. Oh, Nicholson is in. So Nicholson's going to serve his pit stop now. Get some fresh tyres on and push on. It has been confirmed that there will be a swap if needed. They are watching. 30-second stop go for the 46. That's Ben Sayers. That's huge. And that should be another position to Michael Toward as well. So that's race over for Ben Sayers and a free position for Michael Toward. That is massive in this race. Absolutely huge for Ben Sayers. He will be kicking himself for speeding on pit entry there. But Riley Nicholson, Nathan Hutton, they are in for their stops. Matt Dernetti is battling with Hagstrom for what would effectively be the last step on the podium. Look at the curb usage there. And the 4 wheels off the ground for Dale Hagstrom. A small little disconnect there. That made me very nervous. We are getting some little glitches happening. This is not what we want, folks. Cutting back to the pit lane camera. This is making me very nervous that this is happening now. Please, do not happen now. This is the last time we want. Rowan Green is in the lane for his stop. So P7 has pitted. Where is Michael Toward? He is out on circuit, pushing on. He is some way behind Ben Sayers, but Ben will have to sit for a long time, an equivalent of a full pit stop in that lane. Riley Nicholson is back out on circuit, albeit just in behind Michael Toward, but a whole lap ahead. So there is a massive gap between those two. What happens from here is anyone's guess.
It really is. It really is. And for anyone that isn't fully aware, I know that Zoe is very short, and we've just declared that Sayers' race is over because of that stop-go. Let's not be under any illusions here, folks. The pit lane at Zolder is a killer. It is the most detrimental pit lane out of anything that appeared on the World Endurance calendar last year, or in any racetrack that has appeared in this season. 77% of your lap is lost coming through the pits at Zolder to take a pit stop. And to put that in perspective, Spa, you only lose 69%. Laguna Seca, 72%. Misano, 70%. Places like Silverstone, you're losing only 52% of your lap. So people, and Brands Hatch, you lose 68% of your lap. Zolder, 77% of your lap is lost while in the pits around the course this short. So next time anyone tells you that Spa pit lane is a nightmare, Zolder, hold my Belgian biscuit. It is an absolute nightmare, and a stop-go 30-second is an absolute eternity to lose on a track, Isaac, where we've already talked about track position is key. Overtaking, unless you're Josh Stewart, is nightmarishly difficult around here. So it really is an absolute killer, and it's why drivers really, really need to be on point. Oh, with the track limits, Matt, my goodness me. And I tell you what, it could see the lay of the land change in the closing stages, because it is a 90-minute race, Isaac. If we get 70 minutes in and we've got multiple drivers that are one track limit away from getting a drive-through, it massively changes how the drivers drive, and we could see massive changes right throughout the field if the drivers can't keep their powder dry and stay in the good graces of the end-game track limit stewards.
Yeah, so now look at this. Braden Henderson is on a charge. We apologise for the the fluttering, folks. It seems the server's having a little bit of a moment. We're hoping it will sort itself out very soon, but rest assured, this is not happening for the drivers. They're not jumping back to the pits and then jumping back out on circuit. It will be relatively smooth for them. Just unfortunately, as spectators, it is not super smooth for us. But at the moment, Braden Henderson is doing everything he can to try and gain on Rowan Nicholson. He's putting the hammer down. He really needs Rowan Nicholson. He needs his teammates to stop so that he can have that CP Motorsport protection around him again. At the moment, as it stands, Toward is 11th, 10th on correction. That is not enough for him to win the championship if Rowan Nicholson finishes in P2. If he gets another spot, which is only 8 seconds in front of Rowan, he will need to win this race. And I have been told, it is confirmed, that CP Motorsports will sacrifice the victory for Josh Struick if it means that Rowan Nicholson gets the championship in the Pro-Am Championship, which I'm sure a lot of people would love to see. So an equal amount of people would love to see the championship for Michael Toward. So either way, I'm sure there'll be some happy people out there. There'll be some sad people out there, that is for sure. But it is all to play for here, folks.
Indeed it is. And for the geek people out there, you statisticians, let's see how this battle is going. At the moment, it's Michael Toward that is winning. He has just equalled Riley Nicholson's fastest lap of the race. And on the last 2 laps, he was over a 10th quicker than Nicholson's time. So since getting that damage repaired, Michael Toward is on fire. His tyres may be as well, because he is wringing the neck. But as I say, and he's just gone quicker. Michael Toward has just set a quicker lap, fastest lap than Riley Nicholson has this race, and he's just gone again over a 10th quicker. So Toward, he's heard as well, it turns out, Isaac. He has been made aware of the fact that the CP Motorsports are going to potentially change positions. He is getting the foot down. He is now faster than Nicholson. And for me, the question is, why didn't he pit a couple of laps earlier? We've seen Braden Henderson come in with 30 minutes gone. If Toward had come, imagine Toward loses the championship by a point and he's only a second or 2 behind where he needs to be. There's times that he could really make up, and yet you're right, jumping up to the front. We've got Struick and Hagstrom coming in to the pit, so we've only got 2 drivers left to take their pit stop with 38 minutes left to go. That's a decent turnaround for the mechanics.
It is a very, very decent turnaround. Now, keep in mind that Rowan Green is here on circuit. Daniel Stewart is all the way up here. So there is a massive gap between the two of them and a lot of time to make up for him once he does get past this car. But if he does overtake, well, if and when he does overtake Rowan Green, that will put him in effective control of the championship because he will be P9 on correction. Remember, Martinetti is a ghost, not real. He's a figment of our imagination this evening, folks. He's just, if you see his name there, it's not really there. He's just sort of floating around. So, I've got another person asking in the chat, where does Toward need to finish if Nicholson wins the race? Toward needs to finish 8th on the road to be 7th on correction, which means he'd have to get past Mark Hurley, which is a big, big ask to catch up all that time. So, essentially, once he makes this overtake, he will be 10th place on the road, 9th on correction, which is enough for him to secure the championship if Nicholson finishes P2. So, from here, there will probably be a change in lead once this overtake does happen to ensure that Nicholson is at the front of the field and takes the championship. Or it'll probably happen later on in the race once they see where Toward gets up to.
Yeah, they'll keep an eye. Just to confirm though, Toward is going a lot quicker than Green and Stewart at the moment. Relative lap times, I mean, Stewart hasn't been below 1 minute 30 so far in the race, and Green, he's only just into the 1 minute 30s himself actually. His quickest laps are 1 minute 30, .972. So Green and Stewart ahead of Tower, they are both absolutely there for the taking. Green most definitely, given the pace difference between the two, but Tower is still popping in faster and faster laps. Although Nicholson has just gone quicker as well. He's just beat his fastest lap by about a tenth of a second. He's down now 1 minute 29.377. Still a tenth and a half slower than Toward on that previous lap. So yeah, Toward. This is why Toward is leading the championship. But he has definitely got the pace. Oh, and I tell you what, that was an invalid lap there from Toward. He's picked up a track limit warning.
Oh, this will be the other factor.
Drivers.
This will be the other factor. There may be, still to play in this race, drive-through penalties for track limits. Do not forget about that, folks. It is all going to go on towards the back end of this race. Absolutely. There is no doubt in my mind. I'm looking here. There could be some cheeky games played here. Josh Struick is a whole lap ahead of Michael Toward. He is in no position to have to try and let him past. Will there be some cheeky team games played and a little bit of blocking and him saying, well, you know, oh, actually he's going to give the position up. So that's actually going to, I was going to say, that's going to throw a spanner in the works because Rowan Green has let Josh Struick go. And as a result, he's now put himself in the clutches of Michael Toward. So I was going to say, will there be a bit of a team game here and Struick's going to try and block him from getting to Rowan Green, but actually he's just handed Rowan Green to him on a silver platter because Rowan Green's backed out of it to let the lap car go.
Indeed he has, yeah. Oh, has he? Yes, he has. Sorry, I was looking at more lap times there. In fact, oh, Toward, he is so close to this one. He really is getting the move done on Green, and the pace difference between these two. Sorry, I was looking up and down the this. I love this app that you've got, by the way, for this. The Simbot app with all the timings on it. There's race positions and best lap. There's a link for it in the chat, folks, if you want to keep up. If you're a stats geek like me, make sure you jump on that link. There we go. And you can keep up to date with the race positions, and there's the best lap times as well, and their current lap times. Well, sorry, it shows you their last lap, the best lap, and their best sector times as well. And it's fascinating to see the different manufacturers clocking different times through different sectors. It's also ridiculous just how close Struick and Dernetti are matched for pace, but at the moment we are watching Toward. He is battling for his championship. Can he get the move done? Green holding his ground, although Green taking a slightly wider line as Toward does hunt down that apex. Oh, a bit of an unnecessary run over the curbs here for Green. He is making life a bit more difficult for himself. He's absolutely fully blooded. Entrenched in this battle. Nicholson 9 seconds behind Struick, so there's a lot of slowdown we're going to see from Struick in about 32 minutes time, depending on how this goes here. But Green, he's got his own team ahead of him. And I tell you what, yeah.
This is a battle between these two, and that was the look from Michael Toward. This is at this stage for the championship. If he can get this spot done, he leads the championship unless Niall Nicholson can get the lead of the race back from Josh Struick, and that's a bit of an unassailable goal with almost 10 seconds at the moment. Rowan Green is defending for his life for what he thinks is a spot inside the top 10. Technically it is, technically it's not, because Martinetti is invisible and just here to throw a spanner in the works this evening for everybody's mathematical calculations. He's doing everything he can to try and get past. Look at the lone cone in the middle of the circuit. Look at the curb usage from the Aston Martin. There is everything to play for in this race, folks. Martinetti, Braden Henderson battling for the spot on the podium at the front of the field as well, but we can't take our eyes off this. Michael Toward, at this stage, has to get this done for the championship.
Indeed he does. He knows that the championship is on the line. He's already had some damage this race. He's carried that, so potentially once bitten, twice shy. He is really going to make sure he gets this overtake exactly where he needs it done without risking the car itself. You know what they say, to finish first, you must first finish. And the pace difference between them, pre-damage and post-damage, has been absolutely incredible, and he will be keen to keep that trend up. But behind Green at the moment, it is safe to say it is costing him a bit of time. His lap times, that one there, 131.995. That is the slowest lap we've seen from Toward this entire race, and Riley Nicholson has just done a 29.5.
Wow.
That's a 2.5 second difference, and in fact, same again, Toward, 32.1 on that lap there. Nicholson managed to cool his jets a bit. He's done a 30.2, so again, a 2 second difference in the lap time. That is how difficult it is to overtake you. The Zolder. He's going for it in the first chicane, surely not. Oh my
he's got it done.
what a move.
And that is the championship battle right there. That is for position. And for, at this stage, the championship. He will move up a spot. Xander Stewart's in the lane. That is huge. Xander Stewart in the pits. This could hand him another position. This could be massive for the championship again. Now remember, if Riley Nicholson gets the lead of this race back, Michael Toward has to finish. Let me get my maths back up. He has to finish
8th, I believe it was.
8th on the road. He has to finish 8th on the road, and he'll otherwise he loses the championship by 1 point. So he has to get another spot past this, which there's a massive gap. Peter Sargent is all the way around this circuit battling with Mark Hurley. Michael Toward is coming through the final couple of corners now. He should get Xander Stewart.
Yep,
Xander Stewart is gone. So that's a positional change as well for the two drivers. So that's another spot gain for Michael Toward. Donetti overtake on Braden Henderson. These guys are battling. They're still gaining on Riley Nicholson. Here we go up the inside for Matt Donetti, and he gets the position done. And that is a great move from Matt Donetti to get that spot done, and now needs to... So he will set after Riley Nicholson, but I don't know if he's aware that there is going to be a championship battle on here for Riley Nicholson.
Maybe BCG are in league. They've decided they want to see Toward and the TTR Westside team do well. I mean, we have said that the swap in position, I suppose, I mean, Donetti's not actually going to bring home any points, but Struick, competitive nature, will he still want to make sure he finishes ahead of Donetti on track? Yes, he will. Absolutely he will. Of course he will. That's why these drivers are the top of the tree. And we're all watching right behind microphones, quite frankly. But yes, certainly Donetti. Does he have enough pace to catch Nicholson in the next 29 minutes? Yes. He does. He is the... Oh, now. Oh, yeah, no, he is. He's the third fastest driver on track currently. Nicholson is the 8th fastest driver on track at the moment, with Donetti comfortably lapping in the... He's done him 1 minute 28. He's in the low 1 minute 29s quite regularly. Nicholson is high 29s, low 30s. So, yeah, absolutely game on. So Nicholson, he might have thought he was going to get handed a helping teammate. Donetti might be the fly in that particular ointment. We'll see what he does. Although if Donetti does go on to win, that makes it a lot easier for us, Isaac, because we can just completely ignore him and just move everybody up one position. Perfect.
That is very true, but I don't know if that is going to happen. He's setting after Riley Nicholson. I believe Donetti has been told what has to happen for this championship picture to play out the way that it is. So whether he listens or not, that will be another question. Toward sitting in 8th, 7th, 9th place at this stage is your champion in Pro-Am. But we have it on good authority that Josh Ruick will let Riley Nicholson by for the victory at the end of this race if things play out the way they are. They're actually also, they're gaining on Toward at the moment, these guys. So there's Toward just there. You can see him up here. There's Nicholson to put him a lap down, and Donetti is right in behind him. Donetti is setting after Nicholson at the moment. He is putting the hammer down. So much pace. There is a potential, I think, it could be sneaky here, but I think he knows that Josh Struick needs to let, Henderson was going a little bit slow there, he knows that Josh Struick needs to let Nicholson by for this race to win. He also knows his result doesn't count for points. So does he get past Riley Nicholson, knowing that Struick will have to let him past and Riley past. Therefore, he technically wins the race. So Riley Nicholson doesn't become the first Pro-Am driver to win a race overall on paper, preserving his record, but also giving Riley Nicholson the championship. There's so much to think about here. My brain is going a million miles an hour, folks. Do not go anywhere. This race is far from over, and I think Martinetti's about to add another spanner in the works.
He is indeed, yep. He is absolutely destroying the gap between himself and Nicholson. He is going to get that take done very quickly indeed. Of course, the CP team are trying to get Nicholson up to the top. Do BCG help them as well? I mean, they've got their own team standards to think about. Not that Dernetti is going to be bringing home any team points, but yeah, preserving the record of being the only Pro-Am driver to win a race, that is certainly some impetus to keep him going. I don't think it's Aston Martin v Aston Martin. Nicholson really is under the cosh here. Again, he has been very, very quick this race, comparatively speaking, to the rest of the Pro-Am field. But Dernetti, unsurprisingly, is the second quickest driver out on track. He's just done a 1 minute 28.750 to trump Braden Henderson's 28.850. Exactly a tenth of a second between the two of them. Lap on lap, though, as I say, at the moment, Nicholson in the high 29s and Dernetti very much in the low 29s, and he's just done, wow, a 28.7 followed by a 29.3, whereas Nicholson's just done a 1 minute 30.0, so big time difference. I don't think I could be really cheeky and not allow Struick to let Nicholson pass for the championship, says ITC Motorsport Series in the TrackSpotTV chat. That is a good point. That is a very good point. He could really be a flying ointment, preventing that overtake from getting done if he positions his car and keeps these two running, because if they do slow down too much, it'll be completely irrelevant, because Toward and the rest of the field will then catch up, and then it is a whole stramash trying to figure out who is going to finish where. But Dernetti all over the back of Nicholson at the moment. I've got less than 25. That's an hour and 5 minutes gone already, Isaac.
Yeah, time is flying.
Where?
Time is flying. Now, Dernetti has actually caught the back of Nicholson, and I think he's just having a bit of fun here. He doesn't seem... look, I'm prepared to eat my words, but at this stage, it doesn't seem like he's interested in overtaking. He's just having a little bit of fun. Maybe he thinks that if he just sticks with Riley, he could get a position on Josh as well, which, again, could also be a factor. At the moment, Toward sits in 9th place. Hurley is all the way over here, so unless Hurley pits again, this is where Toward will finish. Henderson's in the lane. Braden Henderson is in the pit.
What is going on?
What is going on, folks? Oh, this is huge. Look, Toward is all the way around here. This may not fall to him dropping beneath Toward. But what is going on here? This is massive. There is so much drama being served up this evening, folks. I cannot believe it at all. He comes into his box. He's pulled the car up.
He's got a wee bit. He's got a small bit of damage, but yeah.
Is he just fixing damage? Is he putting fuel and tyres in? I do not know, but he may sit there for a little while, and this could be another spot gained for Michael Toward. Where is Michael Toward? He is coming towards the start of the final sector now.
Wow, Hutton goes past, Sargent is going to go past, Hurley is going to go past, and Toward
could go past it. We're following this closely, folks.
Very close indeed.
We are following this very closely, because this is for the championship if he gets this spot. Where is Henderson? Is Henderson? He's just dropped. He's rolling once again, so he will come out in front. That is clear. There will not be a position loss for Braden Henderson. Well, there won't be a position gain.
He's
for
right
Michael
next
Toward.
to Struick.
He is right next to Struick. He's going to be right behind him.
Look, there's Struick there. He's just gone there.
Dernetti, look at Dernetti. Yeah, so just going through Dernetti, and Nicholson's still lying astern, and you can see the little dots on the screen. There's nothing in it. Toward's actually pulling away a little bit from these guys, because I think Nicholson's just trying to... he's more focused on looking behind him. He needs to not look behind him. He just needs to worry about going forwards. I don't think Dernetti's interested in attacking at this stage. He just wants to have a little bit of fun. Although I think he's going to feel really bad if this fun turns into psyching out Riley Nicholson, and Riley Nicholson, touchwood, bins it somewhere. So I don't think Dernetti wants to be too serious and stress him out too much. But again, it is racing. Dernetti will want a position. It doesn't count for him, and he knows that, so nothing silly. Oh, Toward's around! Toward's off the road! Michael Toward got it sideways off the curb! He took way too much curb and he's sideways. He's going to get this car flipped around. He shouldn't lose a position. Here comes Rowan Green in the background. He shouldn't lose a position. He may actually get away with that, which is huge if he does. But that is a massive moment. That was a huge spin for Michael Toward. He's got it back on circuit. He's pushing on now. There is Rowan Green in the background. Heart-in-mouth stuff for the man that is in the box seat at the moment to take out the championship. There is so much drama. Every time we have one of these 90-minute races, there is so much drama in an AGT race, John. We've got 21 minutes to go and it's all happening.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely no idea who is going to do what so far. I believe, is that not Josh Strait coming up behind Green?
That is Hagstrom. That is Hagstrom behind Green.
Oh, okay, Hagstrom CP as well.
Yes, so Hagstrom is CP,
yes.
CP is Hagstrom.
Yes, sorry, yes.
Hang on, here we go.
Yeah,
yes,
there
right
he is
there.
in the Porsche, yeah, so it is him behind them, yeah, so he is...
that is Presley.
Yeah, wow, so that is Tower, and that's another problem that Tower's got. He's now firmly in no man's land because he's got drivers in the overall top 5 around him.
Yep.
That's Hagstrom behind him, who's currently running in 4th and trying to keep up with the podium drivers ahead of him, because Hagstrom, he's on for a podium himself. Of course, Donetti will drop out with the standings. Hagstrom is running in 3rd place, CP, looking to take the top 3 spots in the actual points standing. So Tower, he's had a bit of a wiggle on the way. The head's gone. It has to be said, the head's gone. He needs to refocus. He needs to get the head down. There's still 20 minutes of racing at Zolder. What's happened to him could happen to Nicholson.
Oh, that's a big cut. That may be a warning there. So that's, again, the last thing you want here if you're vying for a championship is a drive-through. So he's pushing this car to make up for lost time, knows that he has to get a result, and that car is on the edge right now. Could a drive-through come the way of one of these drivers? I would certainly hope not. Look at the battle between these two. It's still going on. Donetti, I think, is just having a little bit of fun. Just putting a little bit of pressure on Ryan Nicholson, not doing anything too serious. There is a chance these two could be in a PlayStation party together chatting away. And he knows that what happening is there's a car off circuit. That is Hagstrom that is stopped. It is. Hagstrom stopped on the side of the road. That is another huge moment. It's all happening.
Oh, look at the damage.
That is massive damage on the side of that car.
Herbie's had his nose punched in there.
Heavy damage. Prevail's asking me, how'd you miss that crash? There's too much happening, Prevails. That's how I missed that crash. No, and he's coming into the pit, so he'll enter the lane. That could be a position for Tower. Where's Tower? Oh, no, he's so far behind. I would imagine that Hagstrom may not sit in the lane for too long here. This shouldn't be a positional gain for Tower, but it could be. And ironically, it could come from a CP Motorsports car. So ironically, there may be an open invitation for him to get on the championship podium, and it will come from a CP Motorsports car. This is huge. This is absolutely huge. Hagstrom is stopped in the box. The damage will be repaired. He's dropped the car. So the damage will be repaired on this car. How long is he going to sit there for? Where's Toward? Here he is. Oh, no, that's not him. He's already gone. So here he is coming into the final couple of corners now. Hagstrom is still sitting there. Not looking like he's going to get back out on circuit anytime soon. This is going to be a positional change. This is huge for the championship, and it's coming from a CP Motorsports car. The contact with the wall for Hagstrom has brought him undone, and it could bring undone Rowan Nicholson's championship hopes as well. Tower goes through. Hagstrom still stopped. This is massive, massive stuff. He'll move into 8th place, and that is enough for the championship to be won, even if Riley Nicholson wins this race.
Wow. Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. And just to rub salt into the wind, Nicholson's still got to fend off Donetti, so he might get ejected. I mean, he's still going to get the 2nd place once the it is adjusted. He's in a very good spot at the moment for that. But yeah, the on-track 2nd is looking even less likely. And yeah, Hagstrom, as you say, irony of ironies. The team looking to work together to get Nicholson the championship win for himself and more team points, of course, but it's one of the CP drivers that has had a mistake, popped it into the wall, and has been in the pits for what seems like about a week and a half now. Toward is through on adjustment. He's going to be 7th, and unadjusted, he is going to be our champion for the Pro-Ams here at AGT ACC, and that is quite the feat. But, folks, listen, whatever side of the fence you're on here, 16 minutes left to go. If it can happen to Hagstrom, if it can happen to Breslin, if it can happen to all the drivers it's already happened to, everyone else is absolutely fair game still, Isaac.
Yeah, everyone is absolutely fair game. It can happen to anybody, and it's not over until it's over. So Nicholson, he needs to win this race no matter what to be in the equation to win this championship. Toward sits in 8th place at the moment. The nearest car to him is Rowan Green, which is just going down the front straight right now. And he's got damage on the front of that car. If there's an incident for Toward, he could fall behind. But it's a big ask from here. If he gets a drive through, that is game over. So the last thing he wants is to be on any sort of track limits warning. Zanetti needs to win this race no matter what to even have a chance at taking victory here this evening. I feel like this is not the last of the drama, John. We are far from drama being over in this last 15 minutes.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Aaron, I tell you what, Toward, I bet his head was in his hands after his last incident. That's why I was saying, keep your head down. These things could happen to other people, and it's exactly what did happen. Hagstrom, as we say, back out in 14th place in Toward. Now running his way to victory as Nicholson, he is still absolutely sweating bullets. If we jump back up there, we can see Dernetti, the two Aston Martins, still only 0.3 of a second separating them. It is absolutely wild how close they've been. And look at that, less than a 1/10 of a second. Yeah, let's jump up to 3rd place, Isaac. We'll get a look and see what's going on.
He's gone past him. No, has he? No, he hasn't.
Oh, has he
gone past?
No,
he hasn't gone past. Not yet. He's just, again, just having a little bit of fun with Riley. And Josh Truex so far out in front. I wonder if the position swap will still happen towards the end of this race, potentially. Michael Toward pushing on. Keeping an eye on him as well. If there's anything that comes of this. There needs to be a mistake now from Toward if Nicholson wants the championship. But otherwise, he has it wrapped up. Michael Toward at the moment. Sitting in 8th place. Correction to 7th. Once Zanetti gets taken out of the equation. And that will be game, set, and match for Michael Toward. Rowan Nicholson, though, he said his goal at the start of this season was to win the championship. He felt like he was out of the equation. He was out of the running early on with some difficult results. He's bounced back spectacularly, and he should take nothing away from himself, even if he does finish second. Neither of these drivers should take anything away from themselves if they finish second this evening. They have both had beautiful seasons. They have had some fantastic results, and the fact that they're both sitting within a couple of points of each other, and it can go either way at the end of this season, is a testament to the skill that they both have. Michael Toward qualified on pole, felt like he should have been in the box seat for this championship this evening. We shouldn't have even been talking about this, but a mistake from a couple of drivers on that opening lap meant that he had to fight hard for it, and fight hard he has. Xander Stewart is 22 seconds behind him with 13 minutes to go. Unless there is a mistake from this man, I feel like this may be it.
Yeah, I think I'd like to think that Toward, he's now got himself into the zone. Of course, he did make that mistake, and it looked like it was over, but then someone else makes a mistake, and he's right back in it. And it just goes to show you, folks. Yeah, ITC Motorsport in the TrackSpotTV chat saying it's not over till it's over. Exactly right. Run your race all the way to the end. And Toward, I mean, lap 1, turn 2, he's in the wall, he's in the pits, and he is, yeah, he's going to bring home a solid finish inside the top 10 and that championship win, while his main championship rival is still being absolutely hounded by fellow Aston Martin driving Matt Dernetti. It has been an incredible drive up here, Matt. I'm not sure if he just can't quite get the overtake done, or, yeah, because, I mean, they're in the same machine. And Nicholson is no slouch on the corner exits, and Aston is not bad in a straight line, but Dernetti, he has stayed in 3rd place. Nicholson, I mean, for Nicholson, the highs and the lows of this race for him, I mean, I think he would have been aware of the fact that, I mean, he won't have been acutely aware of like 8th place, 9th place, whatever, but certainly seeing Toward dropping out the top 10 and him being in the top 3, he would have known that he was on for the championship win, and that has now evaporated. So he's been up at the front battling with the pros and watching his championship go from 2nd place to 1st place and back down to second now. So yeah, I mean, kudos to him because he hasn't made any mistakes, Isaac. We've seen Toward under pressure trying to catch up, whereas Nicholson had the pressure of staying at the top, and he has done so magnificently. So no matter what the outcome of tonight's race, Nicholson really has put in an absolutely top drawer performance tonight.
He absolutely has. He has driven beautifully. And oh, there's a car off the road. Who is that off the road? I think that's Henderson. It is Henderson. He'll get this car turned around, hopefully before Michael Tower gets there. He's still trying to loop it. He'll get it gunned back up. There is damage on the front of that car. He'll accelerate away, but there is massive damage on that car, and Tower could catch him here. So he could get this done just on correction. Or without the correction, he could just get this done by finishing 7th on the road. Oh, straight line for Henderson. He's got no steering, and there is a drive-through. So that is game, set, and match. Michael Tower will be promoted to P7, and that is pretty much it. Unless he gets a drive-through himself now, there is nothing else that can take this championship away from this man, because he is going to be 7th on the road, even with Matt Donetti on track.
Indeed, yes. We were just talking about it's not over till Henderson pops it into the wall, and that does a huge favour for Tower. That makes it a much easier run in the last two. Wow, it's only 10 minutes left. Yeah, so it doesn't matter what happens ahead. Unlucky Nitro, a good season, mate. Yeah, Nitro just having a good season, but that is not a great ending.
No.
A drive through and a lot of damage. I mean, he's going to have to. They're going to make him repair the damage at the pit stop, and then he's going to have to do the drive-through.
Yeah, he's going to fall right down the order here, and that is disappointing. What has been a fantastic season for this man.
1.5 laps he's going to lose.
Yeah.
In fact, it's over 1.5 laps, sorry. Just over 1.5 laps he's going to lose for those two just for that one mistake. Absolutely savage making mistakes at this course.
Yeah, savage indeed. That is an understatement. Now, 10 minutes to go in this race. What will happen? The drive-through is cleared for Brenton Henderson, so he's still got a damaged car. He's going to have to do a whole nother lap to then come back and repair that damage. Michael Toward, P7. He's actually got a lap car in Matt Boyd coming up to catch him here. Michael Towers, you can see how carefully he's driving. He's just trying not to get another... He may be on 3 warnings here. This could be... He is on... there is high potential that this man is on 3 track limits warnings, and he's just trying desperately not to get another one and get to the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that we mentioned about an hour ago. Say that with about 20 minutes left to go, we could see multiple drivers on penalties, and if there are, and they're 1 penalty away from a drive-through, it's an absolute killer. We've just seen Henderson. He's already down in 10th place after that drive-through. He's going to need to come in and get the damage repaired as well. But Toward, very good drive he's put in. And yeah, we'll see if he is. And that's the thing though, Isaac, sometimes taking it easy, you can end up making a mistake. You try and take it easy into a corner and you get a little bit of snap at oversteer and end up running wide anyway. So it's definitely a catch-22, trying to take it easy when you know you need to, but how you take it easy can be slightly problematic. I mean, this first chicane that Tower's about to come to, if you take it too easy through there and hit the wrong curve the wrong way, you end up in the wall, which is even worse than the drive-through, I would say.
Oh, it certainly can be with the damage that can come from it. But look, the comment was made to me by the team principal of CP Motorsports, no less, well, the team principal for this league, one Josh Green, that, look, there's a lot of people out there, that would love to see Rowan Nicholson win this championship. But with the drive that Michael Toward has put on this evening, with the dramas that he's had, the incidents he's been caught up in, to come back through and be at this point in the field, he deserves it. If he's got to this point, with the drama that he's had, the amount of times we've cut to him and he's been facing the wrong way, or he's been caught up in that incident at the start of the race after qualifying on pole, he deserves this championship for the way he's driven this evening. He has not given up. It's so easy in those situations, John, to say, I'm out of this, I'm just going to give up and park the car. But he has not done that. He has pushed on. He has not given up until the final bell, and with 7 minutes to go, he is in the box seat.
Indeed, yep. Like you say, the mental tenacity required to watch a championship. I mean, it's hard enough. I found it difficult to win the AM championship years ago, going into the final race. Like, the pressure I felt was absolutely incredible, and there was 40 drivers quicker than me. I was in a battle with 6 other cars. down at the back of the grid, you know what I mean? So, yeah, the mental tenacity to get on the grid and to suffer those mistakes. 'Cause they were mistakes, although mistakes is a difficult word to use at Zolder because the curves just do what they want. It's nothing about what you do with the curves. It's about what the curves do to you at their discretion sort of thing. So drive the same line 70 times and you will on the 71st find yourself off into the wall. But he has recovered from those. It did look like his head was going a bit after that second mistake. I mean, the first mistake, sorry, was an incident he was involved with off the track in lap 1. The second one was an incident. Coming up to the second chicane, big violent contact with a wall. His head did look like it was gone a bit. The car was certainly gone a bit, but he has girded his loins, it's safe to say, and with 6 minutes left to go, a championship drive, and very much a champion's drive. As you say, Isaac, he's to deal with the full spectrum. He's starting up on the front row of the grid. That would have been difficult enough, you know what I mean? You've got all these pros in the field, the Pro-Ams, the championship, and you're going to be one of the lead cars into turn 1. Didn't work well for him out of turn number 2, so even that, he did well to get through and recover from that, and what a drive he's put in. And as you say, if this is what he's capable of doing over 90 minutes and what we've seen over the season, a more than worthy winner of the championship, and TTR Westside have got themselves an incredibly talented Pro-Am driver, and I don't think it'll be long. A few more practice sessions before we see him mixing it up with the pros, given where we've seen the likes of Henderson finishing this evening, or not finishing this evening after that last mistake. Toward, yeah, an absolute testament to himself and the team, Isaac, I'd say.
Indeed, he is. He's done brilliantly, but look, it's not over yet. 5 minutes to go in this race. Martinetti vying for position number 2 on the road, but what will be, well, a non-result effectively for him in terms of championship points. He won't score any points here this evening as it stands because he is not in the correct car. He's in an Aston Martin, which you would used to be seeing this man on your screens in a nice blue Audi, a white and blue Audi, really. But no Simon Bishop this evening. He felt like there was no one else out there that was going to be racing an Audi with him, so he's just going to get in a different car, have a bit of fun. It wasn't for points, and he's just, you know, pushing Rowan Nicholson on to I believe a career best result here for Rowan Nicholson. P2 overall will be the best result he has had in AGT to date, which will be fantastic. It's great to see him driving the way that he is driving. And the last time we saw Martinetti in an Aston Martin, funnily enough, John, was the last 90-minute race we did at the end of Season 1, when there was a very similar situation to this, except it was for the lead of the race, when Martinetti was sitting right in behind Simon Bishop and pushing him all the way to the end. So, Martinetti, Aston Martin's 90-minute races, he seems to find his way right to the back of someone and just pushes them all the way to the finish line.
He does, yeah. A new kink unlocked, it would seem, for Matt. I mean, yeah, Matt, just getting an Aston next season. Stop toying with our emotions and your own. The season in Audi, it was all good fun, but that car is a nightmare. You don't drive it, you wrestle it, and it decides what's going on. But no, yeah, it has to be said. Yeah, Matt in an Aston in the 90-minute races, he absolutely loves these things, and he really does love being in the battle here. Is he going to for the overtake on the last lap, just to twist the knife ever so slightly? M on for a PB second. M? Oh, and Matt's made a bit of a mistake.
Oh,
wow.
Martinetti.
Not often you say that.
I would say a rare mistake. We've seen a few of those, unfortunately, at the back end of this season. But it is a rare mistake in an Aston Martin. Usually we blame the Audi for the reason that he's struggling. But that's a mistake in the Aston Martin for Martinetti, and he'll drop off the back of Rowan Nicholson here. So that's a 1.5 second gap and a bit of breathing room and a chance to just take a deep breath for Rowan Nicholson.
Yeah, and much needed. I mean, he has had he's had Matt stuck to his rear end since, yeah, just after he came out of the pits. So it has been a long end to the race for him. In case anybody is wondering, by the way, Josh Struick is still in the race. Someplace away off.
Here he is. Found him. Oh no, I haven't found him. The camera's showing a blank track.
He's that quick.
He's that quick. We can't see him. There he is.
Yeah, the camera can't keep up with him.
There he is, way out in front. Now, it was going to be a form finish for these guys, with Nicholson taking the victory and Struick swapping positions. But with Towers sitting where he is, I don't know if that's going to be the case now, because, well, it's not really needed. It's not going to make a difference for Nicholson to get the full 150 points because Toward will finish 6th on correction and score more than enough points to take home this championship. He'll take home 102 points, which will get him comfortably across the line for the championship victory. So unless something happens to Toward in the next 1 minute and 50 seconds, which I highly doubt that it will, this will be pretty much how they'll finish on the road. I don't see anything changing massively in the next few minutes. Everyone's a little bit spread out now. Xander Stewart, Ben Sayers on circuit as well. Mark Hurley's in 6th place, running out on his own. He's got Josh Stewart right behind him, actually, coming up to lap him. And here is champion-elect for the Pro-Am, Michael Toward. As long as things finish where they are. But there is, we can confirm, champion-elect Josh Struick leading the way at the front of this field. And again, started from the back of the field tonight. Not a massive field. Only 14 cars saw the checkered flag from 18 that started this race. A couple of DNFs in there for a few drivers after some early incidents and some late race incidents as well. But nevertheless,
that is Zolder.
That is Zolder, and it's a difficult circuit, and we picked a very tough track to finish the season off at. But drivers have delivered once again. Josh Struick on the final lap of the race. So commences the final lap, the last lap, where he is not the current champion. Once he crosses the line, he will officially be the current champion.
Yeah, what a season it's been. I mean, the battles that we've seen this season, to talk about a worthy champion, yeah, Struick is the absolute definition of a worthy champion. He has been absolutely incredible in that Porsche this season. He's been pushed all the way by the drivers around him. The battles have been absolutely exquisite. You can watch them all back again on AGT, ACC YouTube channel and on TrackSpotTV at TV. If you're a motorsport fan, I cannot recommend going back to watch this series enough. It is absolutely wild, some of the racing that we've seen in Struick. Bringing home, as I say, a worthy champion in the Porsche. And yeah, it's been Porsche dominance. I mean, look, he's being chased by 4 Aston Martins at the minute.
He certainly is
How
being
good
chased,
is that Porsche?
reeled in. That Porsche is
incredible.
great. That is fantastic. He is, look, he has been flawless from start to finish. There's been a couple of times this season where drivers have made him nervous. Matt Simmons has got the better of him on occasion. So has Martinetti, Simon Bishop, and Braden Henderson. They've all stood on the top step of the podium, but throughout the season, he has remained consistent. And again this evening, he has capitalised where it counts. Fastest lap, takes the victory. Your new champion, Josh Struick, wins the final race of the season and becomes the Season 3 champion officially. Michael Towers still has a little bit to go before he makes the line. Riley Nicholson has done everything he can this season to take home a championship victory. He's fought back spectacularly, but he's not able to do it. He hasn't been able to make it happen, and as such, will have to settle for second. But in his best result of his career at AGT, he will come home on the podium. Martinetti in position number 3, backs right off. Nathan Hutton will come home in 4th, but this man on your screen, it has been a trial by fire this evening. He's had to fight for it, but your Pro-Am champion for Season 3 is Michael Toward and TTR Westside, the first championship victory for TTR Westside, and it's delivered by this man in spectacular fashion, drama-filled fashion this evening. What a race. Xander Stewart yet to come across the line. Dale Hagstrom will be kicking himself with the result that he had this evening. So much pace in that Porsche. Was not able to capitalise. A couple of cars left to come across the line. But what a finish. What a way to conclude Season 3. Absolutely fantastic here at Zolder. It always delivers. There's no shortage of action in AGT. We have said that time and time again, John Wright. But that is the race completed, and what a result, what a finish.
Yeah, what a finish, what a race, what a season. I mean, that is where we should be going out from now on. I mean, obviously, traditionally, you would say Australian race seasons, why not end at Bathurst? But with a track like Zolder in the season that we've played, it has been absolutely incredible. Some seriously worthy race winners over the season. The teams performing, particularly the team championship standings are going to be an absolute nightmare to work out who's got where. I do not envy the amount of calculator time that Isaac is going to be spending over the next few days. But the solo winners, Struick and Toward, what a season they have both had. As Isaac mentioned, Struick, he's not always been on the top spot of the podium, but he's always been on the podium, and that is often enough to bring you a championship and win. And Toward, I mean, talk about making it hard for yourself. He must be an honorary Scot. He's genuinely been to. He's been to Scotland with the World Cup to a World Cup with Scotland a few times, and likes doing things in the difficult way, it seems. But he brings home a well-deserved win, and so close for Nicholson at the end there in the Pro-Ams. Just, yeah, absolutely down to the wire in every aspect. Once again, Isaac, and yeah, absolutely here for it.
And here for it indeed we are. Look, we're going to try and have a chat to a few drivers if we can. We're just waiting for them to hopefully jump into the waiting room. We would have a chat to our top 2 in each championship, but in light of Matt Simmons currently being on a plane, we're going to have a chat to the top 2 in the Pro-Am Championship and the first and third place in the Pro Championship, which will be technically your top 3 in this race plus Michael Toward. So apologies to the rest that don't actually get to jump in and have a chat to us this season. I'm going to hand over to you to chat to our first guest, John Wright, a man that you have had the pleasure of chatting to, and we both have had the pleasure of chatting to, I think, pretty much every single round. I don't think there's been a round where we haven't had the pleasure of chatting to this man. It is, of course, our brand new champion, our champion, I would say champion-elect, but now that he's crossed the finish line, he is actually Season 3 champion confirmed, Josh Struick. First of all, mate, just from me quickly, congratulations. Massive result. I'm going to hand over to John to have a chat to you.
Yeah, welcome in, Josh. I mean, we'll talk quickly about the race first of all, and then I think we'll get to the overall championship. But tonight, Zolder, it is a tricky track. It's difficult to overtake. And you thought, yeah, you know what? I'm going to start from the back and make this one even more interesting than normal. What was the thought process behind that, and how much fun did you have out there tonight in the Porsche? I think you might be on mute, Josh. No audio coming through from Josh at the moment. We'll see. Let me see if I drive.
So I'm here.
There we go. There we go. Welcome in, Josh.
Yeah. Hello. Sorry.
Yeah, no, all good, all good, all good. Yeah, so the race tonight, I mean, it's a difficult course, is Zolder, and you decided to start from the back. What was the thinking there? And yeah, how much fun did you have making your way through the field? It did look like a good drive.
Yeah, it was fun. It was hard to pass, especially when you get to the front end, and my tires were kind of a bit cooked. I clearly didn't do enough work to make the car good on tires for the long runs because I was really struggling. But so it got a bit tough to overtake at the end of the stint, but we got there. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Just trying to make the moves. I mean, a lot of them happened from crashes on lap 1. It sort of gifted a lot of positions, so it was basically in the top 10 by the end of the lap 1 or lap 2 or something. So that made it a bit easier. But yeah, no, it was good fun.
Yeah, that will certainly happen at Zolder. I mean, it made it interesting in the Pro-Am Championship. It was certainly a championship that you were looking to have a hand in. I mean, you've brought home the win here. You've been crowned champion. You've perennial been on the podium. How have you found the season overall? I mean, it's been tough work at times, but you've brought home, and I have to say, a fully worthy champion of the season after the results and the performances that you've had. How has it been for you this season?
I mean, overall, I think it's been really good. A lot of very strong results. Even when I didn't win, I was up there on the podium almost every time. I think the only time I wasn't on the podium was Suzuka, maybe. Maybe one other, but
yeah, I don't think there was many you weren't on the podium, to be fair.
Yeah, so I think it was mainly a very consistent season, consistently having the pace, and even when I didn't execute it, I was still there or thereabouts. So I think, yeah, I'm really happy with how I've done this season. I think I've put it together pretty well. Yeah, so very happy.
Indeed, yeah, and the team as well. I mean, we were staring down the barrel of 4 CP drivers up at the front of the field, and you've brought home the team championship as well, I believe. So I mean, all round, it really is a very, very good season, both personally and for the CP Motorsports team as well, who you must be very proud to be a part of.
Yeah, no, it was good. Unfortunately, I don't think Nicholson got the Pro-Am championship. I think there was a
Missed out
small
by a couple of
chance.
points, unfortunately.
Yeah, if he was in the window to get it, I was gonna let him pass for the extra points, but unfortunately, Toward was too close.
Yeah.
So fair play to him. It drove well. So yeah, fair enough. But yeah, no, I think the team's done very well throughout the year. I think the season started at the start of the year. So yeah, no, I think it's been good. We've all worked well together. Luckily, everyone seems to be okay with my setups, which is nice because then my setups can be used for not just me.
Yep. Yeah, nice. And it's great to hear as well, as fierce as a competitor as you are, it's good to hear that there is a team player in you as well, very much so willing to give up the overall race win to help your teammates. So yeah, great to hear that inter-team chemistry. I'd imagine it can make these long seasons that a little bit shorter.
Yeah, for sure. I think when you're battling so hard, like through most of the season with like Matt Simmons, Simon Bishop, Matt Donetti and stuff, like we're always having close fights at the start of the season. It makes the season feel short, and like I guess it's just I'm looking forward to every race, just the opportunity to have a good race and actually get the adrenaline going, have that like action and that feeling of like performing at the limit with all these other really, really quick drivers. It makes the season really enjoyable. That's why I do it, really.
Nice. Well, you are crowned the Season 3
Based on our maths, has fought like hell, and he has done it. He has made himself he got himself back through the field and is, in the end, Pro-Am champion for Season 3. It is Michael Tallard. Mick, welcome into the booth, mate. Congratulations. That was a tough race out there tonight. Qualified on pole, so put yourself in the box seat, and then some early lap 1 contact. You had to fight for that one tonight.
That felt like the worst night ever. Thanks, Isaac. That was crazy. I had a disconnect as well. I spun around. I was last. I was like, I'll just keep on going. And I didn't even think. I was like, oh yeah, no, I've completely lost this. I didn't even think of anything. But yeah, it's good. I tried the best. I gave myself the best start by getting on pole, and which was a surprise. And yeah, and then it all went backwards from there.
Well, the night that feels a bit like the worst night has look, the drive that you put on towards the end of that race, and a couple of drivers befalling some issues as the race went on, meant that you were promoted up the order, and with Matt Donetti being on the circuit but actually not counting for points tonight, you're promoted up another spot into P6, which means you well and truly have secured that championship victory, mate. So congratulations. It's a brilliant drive.
Yeah.
How have you felt this season has gone for you? Obviously there's been a couple of moments throughout the season where I feel like everyone probably wasn't super happy with their performances and the way they've driven, but you've showed up at every single round. You've been consistent in making sure that you're here, and that's really giving you this opportunity to be at the top end of the field.
I think that's it. Yeah, I know I'm not the quickest, and although I try to really qualify well and be really consistent, and I think that's it. You just got to try and turn up every week and be consistent. Practice a little bit, which I haven't done much this week, so I'm pretty lucky. And that's all you can really do. And some of the other guys, like you said tonight, there was a small field. A few guys had a bit of trouble, which helped me come back. So yeah, it was a little bit of bad luck with some good luck made it happen.
Yeah, and look, I will say the highlight of your season for me has to be the Pro-Am class victory at the German Grand Prix, the Nürburgring Enduro we did at the midway point of the season. You finished 6th overall, which scored you 204 points, and you brought home your class victory, which was absolutely fantastic. And you've had some great results this season. That drive certainly was up there. And look, you have a lot to be, I guess, well, obviously a lot to be proud of this season with the way that you've driven. But look, we moved to season 4 now. We haven't announced anything officially, but we're going to see you back for season 4. Hopefully, obviously not with the number 1 on the tour, but maybe potentially with that Pro-Am class victory, we could see you promoted up into Pro. And certainly, there's a number of drivers out there you can throw hands with in that Pro category.
Well, yeah, I'll have a crack at anything. I think I just enjoy turning up and having a race, and it's such a good competition that it's always fun. So absolutely, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, fantastic. We'll enjoy this one. It is thoroughly deserved. And go and have a nice relax. You've obviously worked hard for 90 minutes, so go and relax, celebrate, and we'll see you back on track for season 4, mate.
Absolutely, thank you. There was a fair bit of yelling and cursing in here, and I'm sweating a fair bit. So, but yeah, it's really good. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Isaac. Thanks to all the admin team and everyone. It's been a really good season. I've really enjoyed driving with everyone. So, I hope to do it again. Definitely.
Fantastic. Well, we can't wait to see you back on track, mate. But congratulations, enjoy it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.
And Mick Tower there, and a very, very well-deserved result for him this season. I think by the sounds of it, John, he didn't even know that he won until we told him.
I know. You could hear the joy in his voice here. He is a driver that just loves to be on track driving. He just loves being involved in the race, and that result there, you can hear that is just a massive bonus for him. And that is what you absolutely, it's that level of enthusiasm I love to hear from the drivers that are just turning up like, yeah, let's race. And you know what? Where the chips fall, they fall. And yeah, Mick, he's had, where the chips have fallen for him, they really have fallen well. And yeah, well deserved. You turn up every week, you lay it on the line, and you'll get the results that you're looking for.
Yeah, you certainly will. Right, well, hand over to you, John, to chat to our last guest of this evening. I think probably feels a little bit frustrated at the end of that one. Heartbreak at the death, but nevertheless, he should be very proud of this one, John.
Indeed he should, yes. Joining us now is Riley Nicholson, CP Water Arrow, of course, getting himself a very, 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 very good overall race win this evening. The championship not quite going his way. Riley, it's difficult to talk about the race without talking about the championship because the two of them were so intertwined. I mean, Mick took pole position. You were slightly further down the field, but coming out with turn 2, he's into the wall, and you're leading the Pro-Am class and the overall race. I mean, what was your emotions like at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I was just, over the moon. I was just trying to calm myself down and just put my head down forward and, just maintain the pace that I had that, I could have used for qualifying, but, just used it for the race and then, put my head down forward and, just kept going. And the car felt, a little bit off in between the first stints. And, as I got to the end of the first stint, the car started to come back up again. And, once I pitted, same thing, started great and then dipped a bit. And then at the end, it felt not bad, but not great as what it was to the first stint.
Yeah, now your pit strategy tonight. Oh, so I'm hearing myself a bit there. We saw quite a variation on the pit stops tonight. When you pitted, was that predetermined or was there a change during the race based on what was going on around you?
No, it was predetermined. I stick to the amount of fuel that I had once I started the race, and just pretty much it was predetermined anyway. When I was coming up to lap 30 and I pitted straight away, and it was just managing the fuel. I actually put extra fuel before I took the stop to make sure that I didn't underfuel. It wasn't really last minute change. It was all pre-planned.
It was all pre-planned, right? Yeah, and I mean I know it's difficult to talk about the emotion up at the front. Just came so close to winning the entire championship, but as I've said, it's been a personal heartbreak to me. The bad luck that you've had in this series and previous seasons and even the start of this season, it really has been unwarranted, if anything. Your luck certainly has turned around. So talk to us about and I mean, I suppose tonight's race perfectly encapsulates the absolute emotional roller coaster you must go through over these seasons and through these races, because you've gone from potentially trying to fight for the championship to, oh, other drivers out, I'm leading the championship, oh, he's fighting his way back. I'm now back into second place. I mean, yeah, how difficult was it, and how much of an emotional drain is it, I suppose, trying to go through that absolute roller coaster when you're out there on track?
Yeah, I mean the first couple of rounds, like Kyalami and Suzuka. Kyalami, I was really locked into it. You know, I was very focused and had quite a lot of pace, and I was really confident about that race. And obviously got caught up in an incident. And then Suzuka, the car wasn't really going as consistent as what it wanted to be. And then the enduro at Nürburgring. If I didn't make that mistake, I reckon that would have been the nail in the coffin for me. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. Like I'm I'm paid off. That's what I am. But yeah, the fact that I'm better than what I was last season, I'm absolutely happy. But the fact that only just knowing now, in like the last couple of hours, that I was still in a fight for a championship, where I wasn't trying to think about it until the last structure of points came up. It was like, oh, there might be a chance. And then when I heard that Mo actually wasn't going to be doing the race, and I'm like, oh, this is crunch time right now. So look, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. I'm angry, and I it was just, if that Kyle Army round or if that enduro round went perfectly, I would have been the champion, sure.
Yeah, we can hear it in your voice, and it's heartbreaking, and it is, yeah, it's a lot to take on, and it's a lot to go through as well. As you say, the highs and the lows, and I've been there as well. You look back at the start and you think, oh, if I had taken that one corner differently, if I hadn't got caught up in that incident, and yeah, it would have made a huge change. But I take it, I mean, again, the improvement from last season to now see you finishing. If the start of the season you were told you're going to finish this season second in the championship, you probably would have taken that. But it's difficult at the moment, I understand, to take under the circumstances.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially what happened tonight. I mean, the fact that someone can spin three times and still get away with it, like, yeah, but it doesn't sit well with me at all, to be honest, if I'm going to be really, really honest and truthful out here. But,
Yep.
it's racing sometimes. You just got to move forward and think about what's next and, improve from where you were last season.
Indeed, yep, and you've definitely done that. And obviously, you're going to be one of the championship favourites. So if you can just shrug the bad luck monkey off your back and get you some clean drives and clean races, you'll definitely be one to watch for next season. I take it you'll be taking part?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know which class I'll be in, but any if I'm in any class any day, I'm going to be putting my 100%, out there, and I'm going to race hard, but I'm going to race clean as always, and hopefully to, yeah, like as you said, John, get rid of the bad monkey across my shoulder, but overall, this should be called a learning lesson, but it isn't really. But hopefully at the end it's done. But as what Brock Feeney felt like in the BP Grand Final last year. It's going to take a while to sink in and get through it. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, we can hear that, and it is heartbreaking for you to get so close. You've always been a personal favourite of mine. I've always cheered you on, and it is good to see the bad luck turning around. It's been great to see you racing, and yeah, the battle you had with Matt Dernetti tonight, another milestone in the career. Congratulations, though. I know it doesn't feel like congratulations, but it definitely is, taking second place in the championship, Riley. So huge congrats for that, and very, very, very much looking forward to seeing where you are next season, and yeah, the racing that you put on for us.
Cheers, John. Really much appreciate it, man. Thank you.
There we go, folks. Riley Nicholson. Again, to all the drivers that are out there, on a personal note, thank you very much. There is never a boring race here at AGT, and the reason for that is the drivers out on track. They're all like Riley. They're all putting in 100% commitment, all the practice, all the time. Well, apart from a few of those annoying aliens up at the top of the grid that just turn up an hour before the race starts and then put in world record times. Those guys, we don't like them. But the rest of the field, they're all sound. But yeah, no, another brilliant season, Isaac. And you can hear the heart in Riley's voice here. He really was going for it tonight. And that is the ultimate highs and lows of motorsport. Mick Tower lost the championship on lap 1 and then regained it with 20 minutes left to go. Riley was leading the championship for about 70 minutes of that race. And finishes in second. It just, highs and lows of motor racing in one season, in one race, perfectly encapsulated.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, John. It has been a fantastic season, and that has just, as you said, summed up our season in pretty much 90 minutes, which is fantastic. Look, it's been an absolute pleasure again, John, to share the booth with you. I wish we had some details for season 4, folks. Unfortunately, we don't, but they should be coming out in the coming weeks, so keep a close eye out for those in our Discords and around on our socials as well. John, it's been a pleasure to have you back in the booth. Hopefully, we'll see you back in the booth once again for season 4. But nevertheless, it is always a pleasure to be alongside you and calling what is some absolutely fantastic action here.
Oh, it really is. And yeah, the pleasure is all mine, Isaac. And try and stop me next season. You're going to have to ban me from the Discord or something, and I'll just get a flight and turn up at your house. I'll go and speak to Caitlin. Like, Caitlin Donetti, hello, your father-in-law or dad, whichever one it is, he'll come and he'll put me up. I will be back next season. And Isaac, absolute pleasure working with you as well. You know how much I love working with you. We talk about it all the time, and I'm a big fan. And the community here at AGT, absolutely second to none. Love everybody in the chat. It's just, very, very good. It's been another mind-blowing season. I'm going to go back and watch the whole season again. In my spare time. That should keep me amused until, of course, the important viewing tonight, Isaac, in 9 hour time. No Scotland, no party. Come on, the World Cup!
It is, the FIFA World Cup is well and truly underway, and I think we're all going to try and get around Scotland at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. But before that, 3 hours before, is USA versus Australia, so I'll be tuning in for that and watching along with hopefully we get one up on the Americans, who said we had no chance in this competition. But that's a conversation for another time. We'll look, more than happy to talk World Cup, but it's definitely a conversation for another time. In the meantime, thank you so much for your support this season, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to have your company week in, week out. We hope you've enjoyed the action. We will be back very, very soon with some details, and we'll be back on screen for season 4. So make sure you stay tuned, get subscribed if you aren't yet. Make sure you subscribe to both TrackSpot and us. We thank TrackSpot once again for their support this season. They have been absolutely fantastic, providing us all the beautiful graphics you see on your screen. For all your broadcasting needs, head to www.trackspot.tv. If you want to get involved as well, you think yourself a bit of a commentator, head over there, have a chat to us as well. The new website is up and running as well, so make sure you go check that out. There's some big stuff coming from TrackSpot and some great integration that George Cook is putting a lot of time and effort into building. So thanks to George for all the hard work that he does. But in the meantime, that'll do it from us here this evening. We hope you've enjoyed. We appreciate your company once again. We'll see you very, very soon. But for now, stay safe, look after one another. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.